they had a warrant to enter, which is the ticket. The NSA should come and tell us that they printed less than 26,000 tickets. Today, they should come and tell us.
See, NSA, I do not, for the life of me, I don't understand how in 2 straight Black Stars games, sections that are not supposed to be open have people filling the place. Hey, listen, let's be careful. Oh. Let us be extremely careful. The NSA, this thing that you are playing with, when you say sections are cornered off and then you allow people to go there, if truly those sections have defects, you are playing a serious game of roulette.
You see, Nathan, they didn't allow people to go there. They enabled people to go there. They enabled people to go there because
they had
tickets. So Nathan, you want to tell me that 14,000 people did not have tickets, but they managed to enter the stadium to go and sit there?
Hey,
the NSA, you see, the NSA should sit up.
NSA, be very careful. Oh. National Sports Authority, be extremely careful.
You see, Nathan,
you see, Immortal, it is because we all care and we don't want anything to happen.
Nathan, I'm saying that the NSA should come out and tell us, give us record. You know, when we are going to vote, there's always a record of how many ballots we printed, how many ballots we export. There's always a record.
Yeah.
The NSA should come and tell us how many tickets they printed for Ghana's match against Mali.
Me, I'm extremely concerned though. And for our listeners, you can, Nathan, we have some of
if they hadn't printed that much,
people would not enter.
Who would have held ticket to actually go there to go and watch a match when they were already seated or there were seats for them to occupy? There were no seats. So they had to move there because that's where they found empty seats. Nathan, I've gone to the stadium. I'm holding a ticket.
I've
gone to my section.
Once I find
there's no seat for me. So what do?
I'll find the next available
seat. Absolutely. I found myself in the right place, but without a seat. So I'll move to the part that has been cordoned off. If indeed the people who moved there had no warrant to go there, why weren't they removed from the stadium?
But Ray, secondly, why wasn't there adequate security to stop those people? Assuming
you couldn't stop them because of the contract.
Sporty the contract says, well, once I have a ticket, I have a right to sit.
I've come to the match venue. It is your responsibility to give me a seat because I have a ticket. Okay? Why am I even holding this ticket? No, Nathan, it's your responsibility to give me a seat because I've bought a ticket. So when I come in and there's no seat for me and I've seen an empty seat there, I'll go and sit there. And who there comes at me?
I was absolutely scandalized and I was very afraid.
Yes, it's scary.
Very, very afraid.
When we have been told that the structure has defects and so nobody should sit there until
repairs have been done.
Later, and then people go and occupy those seats because somebody has given them reason to go and sit there. Look, Nathan, I'm saying that the NSA should not come and tell us. And they shouldn't cook that narrative for us that, and people force themselves to go there. How did they force themselves there? Or people disobeyed? Why did they disobey?
Why? Yeah.
And how did they disobey? Look, Nathan, yesterday, I got lots of complaints. I received lots of complaints.
Okay.
One of it was that after they went through those checks from the GRA area moving forward, they now had to get to the gate and they were told that somebody will now have to inspect the ticket again and give them wristbands. Now the person holding the wristband was also behaving as if the wristbands were his or her property. Now that created another scene where the cluster we were trying to avoid was the same situation we had to deal with. And when the wristbands were not coming, were not moving as they should, they pushed the gate open and went in.
So that's how come the people got in.
They pushed the gates and went in. Of course they had gone through the first clearance. They had tickets. So now they had to get into the perimeter. They got to the gate. Somebody would have to issue a wristband. that wristband wasn't issued, or the person was delaying, the people were impatient, they pushed the gate open and went in.
Ray, so you see, I'm more concerned. So you've highlighted the bottlenecks, the fact that this said wristband was not available. It created a number behind the gate. So
they were impatient.
I understand. Ray, I even fault the NSA for not even introducing another level of security.
Absolutely.
Because you have a flood of human beings going through a constricted space. And you see, we have the hindsight of May 9. Why do we come back and create all these situations that are recipes for disaster?
Sporty FM.
See, and I would have thought that the NSA, with a boss who has covered some of these events, who has been in the media space, reported on some of these incidents, would actually now be in the chair as NSA boss and be presiding over chaos at match venues.
Look, yesterday I was so afraid. Because I looked at the flood of human beings coming in, trying to find seats and all. I kept looking at the section and I kept asking, so what if something happens? What if something happens? What if something happens?
The NSA would have come to tell us that they told people not to go there and they disobeyed and went there. That's what they would have come to tell us.
In every society, you always have to plan for the people who will not listen. I say that one of this country's biggest problems is the fact that there is no consequence for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So once you know that people will try and get in, you put a barrier there. You are not allowed to, and that is it.
Absolutely. And you see, Nathan, you see, it goes beyond you put a barrier there. You make sure you don't create the enabling environment for any possible spillover.
And I'm saying, so
and how do you make sure you don't do that? So you print less than the tickets for the match venue.
Because this thing of wristband and the number and people, look, it's not the first time gates and doors and things have been forced at the Accra Sports Stadium. During COVID, guys, remember, do you remember that one? Hearts of Oak and Great Olympics. The COVID time. Look at what happened. The entire gate was pushed. And people came in. Ghana, Chad, a few months ago at the Accra Sports, we were up there, we heard some noise, we looked down, and there's commotion inside the stadium. People are trying to get in. And I heard stories of people fracturing their hands and legs and things.
People were even shouting, Obiawu. Nathan, I'm saying that, look, you see, if the NSC is serious about protecting lives at match venues, it starts from ticketing. It should start from ticketing. How they regulate that whole process. Look, Nathan, we know how they try to rake in extra revenue by selling more tickets than the match venue.
But that is also
Nathan, we've been at events. How people who have an event at the conference center, they will sell tickets more than the seats available because they know people will come and stand and know people will be loitering about. But you want to rake in extra revenue. We know how these things play out. But I'm saying that, look, when the facility is not safe to even deal with those spillovers, you don't even try. Nathan, when the facility is not safe to deal with any spillover of any sort, you don't even attempt.
Don't do it.
Not even 1,000 tickets more.
Don't. One, to save your own self. Two, to save Ghanaians.
The NSA must be careful.
So NSA, we beg you, be careful.
Comoros.
Be careful.
Ghana Comoros.
We have one more game to play in the qualifiers. We beg you. We really beg you, the NSA. Don't create problems for your own self. If the sections are cordoned off, they are cordoned off. We know you are trying your best to fix those parts. Wonderful. Thumbs up. We clap for you. So if that is what you want to do, those sections must be closed off. If you have to bring extra security to keep people away, do it. And then beneath all of this, don't print extra tickets. Just do not.
If you know,
because if something happens, it will be on your hand. You don't see, NSA, you don't want this problem. Of all the problems in the world, this is not what you want.
No.
So I beg you, the NSA. A few months ago, I hinted at this slightly. Today, I'm upping the tempo. We beg you, NSA. Don't create the environment for these stampedes, commotion, people. Don't do it at all. Do not do it. You are doing a great job. The pitch is nice. Yeah. And all other things. All that I saw people getting into the stadium. It was
the
cool.
Pitch is nice. The pitch is nice for 22 players and 3 officials.
It doesn't. All I'm saying is that
there are a lot more people in the stands who must have good experiences when they leave the facility as well.
So NSA, please, we beg.
Nathan, we don't have to beg NSA. Nathan, we don't have to beg NSA to be responsible. Why should we beg them to be responsible?
That's how I.
No. Who should be begging NSA to be responsible?
NSA. So my conclusion is that watch these things. Ghana Comoros is the last Black Stars game for the year in this country, barring friendlies. If that section, because if it has been closed once or twice, it means that there is a true problem there. Do not allow people to go into the section. Do not allow people to go into the section. NSC, of all the problems you want to have, something happening to match day fans is not what you want. So if the section is closed, close it down properly. Do not print extra tickets. Do not allow people to mass around the stadium, find a way of getting in, and then you have a problem on your hands. The last thing I'll say, if you have to get extra security to protect the section, do it. Because what I saw yesterday, no way. NSA, not you don't want this problem on your hands. I'm telling you, you do not want this problem on your hands. NSA.
Nathan, why do you keep saying if they could get extra security? Nathan, if they had printed less than the capacity of the match venue, we wouldn't have had this situation. They know why. The NSA know why. They know why. They know that people were holding tickets and they have places to sit. Why? And so they have to figure themselves out. That's why they went there.
But why are you playing this expensive gamble?
Look, you see, Nathan, the NSA should sit up. They should sit up. Because they had a very long time between our last qualifier and now. Nathan, when did you play our last qualifier? In March. Right?
Yeah.
We played Chad in March.
Yeah, in March, and then we went to Unity Cup, yeah.
Yes, in March. So the NSA is telling me that between March and September, yesterday, they did not have time to sit down and properly map out how they were going to deal with crowd, how they were going to manage spectators at the match venue. All these months. So it was only the pitch they were concerned about. They were not concerned about the human beings who were coming to patronize the game. Nathan, look at the prices of tickets. 1,000 cedis plus. And I'll go to the stadium.
VVIP.
I'll go to the stadium and go have this kind of experience. Nathan, the match venue is not family friendly. If I wanted to go and watch the game with my kids yesterday, no way. Nathan, I would have had to go through trying to force a gate open to send my kids to a place which is not even safe. Is that the case? Should that be the case?
Nah, it shouldn't.
No, look, Nathan. The NSA cannot close their eyes and allow these things to be happening. If Jan Pofuanka, who has been in this chair just like us before, has had reason to complain about some of these things, to report on some of these things, and is now being given the chair to sit on, and these same things are happening, clearly, Nathan, that is gross incompetence on his part. And I'll not mince words. If something had happened yesterday,
it would have been
a different story.
It would have been on their hands.
And yesterday, there was a lot of excitement. Imagine the bouncing, the jumping, the dancing in that facility. Look, Nathan, I will not mince words. That is incompetence on the part of the NSA.
7:45. Let's proceed. Let's proceed. All right, let's get to matters on the pitch. The Black Stars won 1-0 yesterday. For those who maybe yesterday you didn't watch the game, maybe you were upset with the Black Stars, maybe you were angry. Really, like some of the callers yesterday. One caller said that he didn't even want the Black Stars to win. But the Black Stars did win yesterday. So we'll get some reaction. We'll work the line to see who we can get. But Ray, I think for context sake, right? Let's hear from Otuado. Okay, let's hear from Otuado.
No, you have to describe him well.
Hey.
The victorious Otuado.
The victorious Otuado.
Thank you. The man who is on the verge of qualifying Ghana to back-to-back World Cups.
That's the latest.
It's
the latest one. The agenda people.
So Nathan, so you have to introduce Otuado.
So Otuado, the victorious
first coach to send Ghana to 2 World Cups.
Back to back.
The third best Ghana coach at the World Cup.
Thank you. With 1 win and credit of another one. Let's hear from head coach of the Black Stars, Otuado, speaking after yesterday's game. When we come back, we'll see if we can get some reactions to the game.
This is football. Sometimes you have to switch the tactics. I knew that they needed to win, so we played a little bit more defensively, and we had good headers in our team because we had 3 tall defenders, and at the end, this is his opinion. It's okay, I understand, and I had my tactics, or we had our tactics, and we decided well, I think, because what's most important is the 3 points, and we got it, and that's fine.
All right, that was head coach Otuado. Let's listen to Tom St. Feet, his opposite number. The
Yobin Tom St. Feet, who realized that football was not about talking, but action on the pitch. Let's listen
to Tom St. Feet.
They played with 5 people. We knew they played against Madagascar, also with 5 in the back. They won, I think, 3-0 that game. But we expected a Ghana what would be more offensive. If you have the power of Semenya, Kudus, Williams, and all the attacking wingbacks, you could punish us in the first half with very offensive play at home, get the public behind you. That was our thought. I thought Ghana will start very aggressive attacking football against us to kill us in the first 15 minutes at home, for sure, after the not so good performance against Chad. So I was surprised that they started a little bit conservative with 5 people in the back. And so we had to adapt in it. We didn't expect it.
All right, that was Tom St. Feet, head coach of the Malian national team.
What is he saying there?
The Eagles. Okay, so listeners, just last night on the podcast, I erroneously referred to the Malians as the Stallions. The Stallions are of Burkina Faso.
Oh, yes.
So the Malians are the Eagles. So apologies to anybody who listened to the podcast.
The Eagles didn't fly.
The Eagles didn't fly.
The Eagles didn't fly.
Sporty FM.
The Eagles didn't fly. Nathan, the Eagles didn't fly.
Okay.
But Tom St. Feet, what is he saying over there? We expected them. Look, the mark of a good coach is to be able to predict what your opponent is going to do to precision. Okay?
Yes.
So you don't come and tell us that we expected them to play 5, we expected them to be offensive. Nathan, so when you are planning, you plan for Ghana being offensive and Ghana being defensive. That is what a good coach will do. So yesterday, Otuado, he planned for Mali being defensive and planned for Mali being offensive. Went into the game, realized that Mali wanted to be offensive, decided to play how he played, and got the job done. That is the mark of a good coach. Nathan, when Otuado loses, we come and crucify him on the show. When Otuado wins, we'll give him his flowers. Whether they have given him studies teachers or classes teachers or people to support him to win matches or not. Yesterday, I saw Wilfred Sefa and walkie-talkie with the assistant. Hey, Otuado. See, the first coach in history of Ghana football to receive support on the touchline and
in the stands,
walkie-talkies and things. But you see, he has won the game.
Yeah.
Whichever way he did it, won't matter.
Yeah.
Champion coach Otuado.
Super Otuado.
Champion coach Otuado.
Tactical
Champion coach Otuado. The first coach in the history of Ghana.
Yeah. In terms of the World Cup point, hold on. Let's calculate World Cup points. So in the group table,
yes,
Ratomir Dukovic is leading.
Yes. No,
6 points.
Milo. No, let's take it to how far you went. Let's go to how far you went first.
We have to calculate points.
Okay, so
okay, fine. So in terms of distance,
how far
Milo wins
in terms of distance.
Quarterfinals. No problem. Now let's calculate
Doya. Round of 16. Most points.
6.
Yes.
So most points. So
6.
Dukovic most points.
Yes.
Round of 16. Milo furthest amongst everybody.
Yes.
Quarterfinals. But how many points?
I think he did 5.
We got 3 against Serbia. We drew 1-1 with Australia, and then we lost 1-0 to Germany.
Yeah,
so that's 4 points.
Yeah, 4 points.
And then we beat USA. We can't count points. It's round of 16.
Yeah, we beat them.
So Milo has 1 win, 2 wins in the World Cup.
Yes.
2 wins, 2 draws, because the Uruguay game technically is recorded as a draw.
That's correct.
So 2 wins, 2 draws, quarterfinal.
So Nathan, you make it long. He went to quarter. Somebody went to round of 16. Pakwesi. Kwesi Apia.
Is it Pakwesi? Mayele, 2014, 1 draw.
1 point.
2-2 against Germany.
That one, Otoado helped him.
According to the agenda boys.
So Otoado is in that point too. Otoado is in that point.
So Mayele 1 point.
Otoado 1.
Group stage.
Mayele 1, Oto 1.
Why was Otto 1 that?
Let's set the point where
Otto 1. How did Otto get 1?
Wasn't Otto who coached that team? Oh, wait.
He's saying that, Immortal, there's this agenda that the 2-2 against Germany, it was Otto's tactics that got us that 2-2. According to the agenda people.
Yes.
He was the scout.
So Nathan, that point.
So why is it that Robert Saki, we don't add his name to the nice things we did 06?
No, Nathan, if Robert Saki takes the national team job, we'll add him.
Okay,
so now Otto now, during his own World Cup, Qatar, he won 1 game.
3 points.
So if you do the ranking, it's
Otto 3 points.
Otto 3
Group
points.
stage.
Group stage. Plus, Kwesi appears 1.
We won't give him that.
Let's give him half.
No. Otto 3 points, group stage.
But Nathan,
Kwesi 1 point, group stage.
Otoado will become the first coach in the history of Ghana.
Back to back.
To qualify for back to back.
No problem. So now when he goes, or if he goes, we will now calculate his new points.
Okay.
Yes. You know what? Let's get to the line. Let's speak with Yusuf Alassane Chipsa, ex-Black Stars midfielder. He's now player relations manager at the Professional Footballers Association of Ghana, PFAG. Yusuf, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Sporty FM this morning.
Good morning, brother.
How are you doing?
Not bad at all. How are you too?
Yes, we are fine. It's been a very demanding Monday, but we are back at work because work must go on. First question, your thoughts on the Black Stars game. They beat Mali 1-0 in a very important qualifier to give themselves a good chance of making it to the World Cup. What did you make of the performance of the Black Stars yesterday?
Very good morning to your panelists and your listeners. I think the boys did the needful. The most important thing was the 3 points. They won it for us because, as we all know, this is a qualification game, and what matters most is the 3 points. What matters most is the 3 points which they got for us yesterday. So that first. As for the performance, usually I don't think we need to focus much on that because as I always say, when it comes to the senior national team, it's a results-oriented task or agenda. The most important thing is for you to get the maximum 3 points because you only have the boys around for 3-4 days. There isn't much time to do anything. That's why the most important thing is to make sure your call-ups are right. The performance wasn't that bad. It wasn't also on top. But the most important thing is what they did for us, which is the 3 points that we got.
You mentioned the performance. After the game, I was at the stadium. Lots of the fans I overheard and interacted with. Some people felt, we could have gone for the kill. We should have added a few more goals. Even the Mali coach, Thompson Feed, has even said that he was surprised at Ghana's approach. Why do you think people would have some of these thoughts? The Malian coach says we should have opened up. We should have been braver. Some fans to say we should have scored more than one. What do you make of some of these comments that have come in from different quarters?
Well, we will always have different opinions and comments coming from the fans because every fan has got his or her own passion or expectations from the game. But at the end of the day, as we all said, we are trying to accumulate as much points as we can, which is going to give us the nod to go into the World Cup. That should be the most important. That should be the goal for now. As to the Malian coach, well, he spoke a lot before the game, and I'm surprised that he said we should have opened up. I mean, we came up with a strategy that at the end of the point should give us the 3 points. And if Utu got the 3 points at the end of the day, that means his strategy worked much better for him than the Malian. They played most of the game. I think they had more possession than us. They looked very compact. Their composure was on top. Their confidence was very high. They were better on the day. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is what we did. That is getting the 3 points and making sure that we are still on top of the table.
Yusuf, you played as a midfielder, so I want your thoughts on Kwesi Sibo. First time performance, or first he gets a debut for the Black Stars, starts alongside Thomas Partey. Lots of the fans walked away from the game appreciating his output, what he did. As somebody who played in midfield, what was your own specialized appreciation? What did you notice in what he gave, what Kwesi Sibo gave the team yesterday?
Yes, personally, I also liked him. He was smart. He's a very smart player. He plays one touch wherever is needed. He drives the ball on whenever. He did most of the right thing at the right time, and that is very, very smart of him. So you could see that he had the energy throughout the game. So he's a smart player, to be very honest. I like him, and if he should continue to play like this, I think we're going to have a good blend in the middle with him and Partey and the rest. So yes, I'm also not far from what the fans thought about him. He should keep it up. Ghana, we always expect more. We are like Oliver Twist. This game is gone, and very soon they will forget about it.
I see.
Next game, they want you to do more and do much more better. So he shouldn't allow this to get into his head. He did well. I also liked how he played. You could see that he's matured into top level football, and he did most of the right things at the right time. And that is what we expect to see from players in games like this.
Finally, Yusuf, this is out of the way. Ghana is on 19 points. They are few points away from qualifying. What do you think the plan should be for the final two qualifiers? Because should the qualification be sealed, then we can start to think of how to improve the team for the World Cup. But between now and October, when the team comes together again, what are some of the things that Otto Addo needs to think about, at least from your perspective, in order to improve this team ahead of the final two qualifiers in the series?
Yes, I think the next qualifier is next month, right?
Yes, in October, next month, yes.
Yes, we don't have much time. So I think Otto should do much of his opponent scouting, and he should make sure we seal the qualification in that game, the next game, so that the second one will not bring us any headache, or we shouldn't be sitting on Thompson. So I expect the technical team to do their job, to scout their opponents very well. We've had the first leg with them already. The tape should be there for them to watch. We should do the opponent scouting very well, and then also look at his call-up. Make sure that he's going to invite players that will be up to the task to make sure we seal the qualification in that game. Because you see, as I always say, the senior national team, it's pay as you go. You come, you deliver, and you leave. Okay. There isn't much time to develop or to build up a team. No, you have these players for only 3-4 days. And therefore, if you don't get the call-up right, you will struggle. So therefore, I expect them to do their scouting very, very well, both opponent scouting and our in-house scouting as well, so that he makes sure he comes up with a squad that will kill the game for us and seal the qualification and when the time comes.
Thank you so much for your time, Yusuf Chipsa. Great stuff talking to you. I'm sure we'll speak again soon.
Thank you very much, and a very good morning once again to Ghanaians.
All right, thank you so much, and a good morning to you too. That was Yusuf Alassane Chipsa, ex-King Faisal midfielder, played for the national team. He's these days into player relations. He's the player relations manager at the Professional Footballers Association of Ghana. And I remember when Yusuf was playing, he used to be called the only footballer who studied accounting. Yeah, at the time he had an HND in accounting. So, you know, he's a numbers person. He likes his numbers. So, great stuff, Yusuf Chipsa. And I was really happy we got him because I wanted his own perspective of Kwesi Sebo. Chipsa was a midfielder himself, so he could better appreciate what Kwesi Sebo gave the team yesterday. I was impressed. Ray, I also had my concerns, chemistry issues. I thought that he would have a problem fitting in.
Yeah.
But he really played a wonderful game. Was a great base on which Partey could perform. And I was watching the game, and as I said earlier, the fact that you could see Thomas Partey being a bit more adventurous, a bit more expressive, feeling free on the ball. And you could tell that Partey was very comfortable. And he showed us this other side of his game that maybe we don't see much at the national team level. A player who's more daring, a player who has a bit of drive in him, a player who can take the ball and break into space. We don't see that often, simply because of his role. Most of the time he has to sit deep and control. But because he had Kwesi Sebo next to him, he could go. He could get on the ball 10. Some of the 10s were brilliant. Some of the one-touch passes were brilliant. Behind, round the corner passes were really, really good. As we pushed for a second goal, Partey was key. Just too bad that on 2 occasions we went on a break, and I think Kamal's decision-making was faulty. Yeah. My producers are trying to see if they can get me Mr. Yapreku. I'd really love to hear from Yapreku on Kamaldeen. Yapreku played in his position as a winger. I'd love to see what Yapreku makes of Kamaldeen and what we can do to get to get more really out of Kamaldeen. So Kwesi Sebo, take your flowers. But the only thing that didn't surprise me was that I say this all the time. Look, if a player spends time playing in Spain, say first year, second year, for a considerable amount of time, what you are going to get if he's a midfielder is somebody who knows his stuff. That I give Spain credit for. I mean, I'm serious. Ray, was Thomas Partey not groomed in Spain?
Oh, yes, he was.
Very good. So you do have a player who understands the nuances of his role.
I can give you one player who also defeats this argument. Who? Idris Ubaba.
That is a good counter argument. I like that. That is a good counter argument to which I'd have no response because the evidence is there.
Absolutely.
And you don't lie. So I get your point. I get your point. When you say that, Charlie, it's not everybody. So I think what I should say is that you should have certain natural instincts first.
Yeah.
And then wherever you play will add on to that. I think Kwesi Sebo's natural instinct is to get the ball and go forward. Mm-hmm. So when he gets it, he's keeping it simple, playing the forward pass. And you see how the kind of difference it makes to have somebody who gets the ball and will pass it forwards.
Yeah.
Who will pass it for as compared to others who they will get and play square or backwards. It stagnates team, like as you build, it stagnates the build-up. You don't want that. But look, one game for Kwesi Sebo, decent, 6.5 from me. Some people gave him a 6. Yafosu Dabi gave him a 6. I don't know what you give Kwesi Sebo. 6.5, 7, 5, 4.
I think 7 is fine.
You give him a 7.
Yeah, I give him a 7.
I think that's also
fine.
a fair rating. So he did his bit, and as the full time whistle went, just after that I saw him geeing up the crowd, punching the air and all. He's happy to be here. He has to prove that he can be a key part of the team. Yesterday, I was speaking with our colleague Blackgate, and he was saying that he will give Elisha Owusu and Salis a few questions. What I'll tell you is that if Mr. Otuado is still around, players like Elisha Owusu will have chances.
No, they are done.
Are you sure?
Oh, come on. Nathan, the coach will now have to expand his scouting network.
True.
He had the likes of Salih Samet. He had the likes of Elisha Owusu in that pool.
Yes.
Clearly, they have not delivered exactly what the coach expected or has been expecting.
Maybe they're actually doing what he wants.
Sebo, who was outside the net, has suddenly come in and end that spot because of his performance. We've not seen Salih and Elisha also delivers him in that role. So at this point, Sibo gets the nod as number 1 in terms of defensive midfield cover. Salis Ahmed, unless between now and the World Cup,
He picks.
tremendous form.
Yeah.
Same for Elisha Usu. Otherwise, I am sure there are other players the coach will be looking at. True. And mind you, a lot more players will be joining this team. A lot of the Boga stars will be joining. So I'm expecting Hudson Odoi to be part of the Black Star squad at the World Cup.
Really?
I'm expecting Nketia to join the Black Stars at the World Cup.
You think they'll make up their minds
these
by
boys
now?
would come.
I see.
These boys will come, and we cannot overlook their quality. We cannot. And I'm sure there are other midfielders who will be finding out soon, who may be in the position to do a better job than Salis and Elisha. You see, Salis and Elisha have been given opportunities. They've not picked it. So at this point, you see, Nathan, what people must know is that if we qualify to the World Cup, in fact, when we qualify, let me use one. It's a matter of when rather than if.
You don't want to err on the side of caution.
Look, Nathan, I mean, we are there. When we qualify, no place is guaranteed.
So Otto,
nobody has an automatic spot.
So Otto now has to almost reconstruct.
You
right?
now have to justify
why you
must go to the World Cup.
Okay.
So you've played the qualifiers. Yes, it's one leg. You now have to justify why you must go to the World Cup, and your performances between now and the World Cup time will give the coach that reason to take you. So if today you are part of the team that qualified and you don't play any football between now and World Cup time, or you are used sparingly at your club 10 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 3 minutes,
just know that.
Just know that your place is up for grabs. A player who is more consistent, has more playing time, will get the nod ahead of you. And players must know that. So if Mohamed Kudus goes back to Tottenham and is not performing and has to sit on the bench between now and the World Cup, the coach would have to take a decision on Kudus. Okay? Same for Semenyo.
Same for everybody.
So the players must know that at the back of their minds, the fact that you've qualified doesn't mean you are guaranteed a spot at the World Cup. No. You now have to play to justify your place. And that's what will make Otto's work interesting. And that's what I'm saying. The likes of Elisha, the likes of Salis, and even Sibo himself.
Yeah, if they don't.
If Sibo dips in form and is not performing at Oviedo, he's out of that team. So Nathan, at this point, it will become competitive.
Sporty FM.
If Hatsinodo is ready,
I'm
we'll
surprised.
switch his nationality.
I'm surprised.
Nketia is ready, we'll switch his nationality.
Throws in. It changes the dynamic, assuming these guys.
Angsanov, that's the name. Angsanov.
Yeah. And hopefully, if Atakan's nationality switch is
Atakan
done.
will play our next friendly. You play in our next friendly. He'll possibly play in the October games. We want to see if indeed it's a combination of Evra, and the one who plays for PSG. What's his name?
Nuno
Mendes. Yeah, so Evra, Mendes, Marcelo. I hear that's how he plays.
It's a wild.
The boy is good, but if he ends up being a Bosingwa too.
Do you know why you mentioned Jose Bosingwa? There was a time when I was so enamored by Jose Bosingwa, and then when he came to the Premier League, problem.
So Nathan, nobody's place is guaranteed in that team. Nobody has a spot at the World Cup when we qualify. Nobody. Everybody would have to play the justifier. So if Benjamin Asare thinks that because he was imposed when we went to the World Cup, when we played the qualifiers,
he's going to
be number one spot. It doesn't work like that. You remember, it happened to Sami Ege before 2006 World Cup.
Yes.
Nobody saw Olele coming into the team. Nobody saw it. Kelvin, correct me if I'm wrong. Nobody saw Olele coming.
Nobody. No, we thought it was Jojo going in.
Yes. So even Jojo to a certain extent. Yes. Nobody saw Olele coming.
His injury actually affected him.
Yes. So it was now Sami Ege who had to play deputy to Olele.
Yeah, and it was even Sami Ege. You remember who went for the Egypt tournament?
Yes.
And then Issa Ahmed scored that goal. You remember, and then Olele just took over during the World Cup, and that was virtually it.
Nathan, nobody's spot is guaranteed. Nobody is guaranteed a starting bet in that team. So The players must go back and work hard.
Which one is the nobody? Some people have guarantees.
So, for example,
Capito is guaranteed.
Jordan is guaranteed. Kudus
I
is
think more
guaranteed.
Kudus is guaranteed.
Salisu is guaranteed.
Capito has to perform. But Nathan, most importantly,
But that is the truth.
No, but Nathan,
that is the truth.
Nathan,
let's not hide
Nathan,
it. These players are untouchables.
No, but what we are saying,
they may be on the bench at times, but they are going to be part of the team.
Yeah, but
between now and the World Cup,
what you want
between now and the World Cup,
yes,
if
between
Capito
now
is off color completely,
and you think Jordan is going to be off color like that?
No, I'm just saying that. You see, at this point, no player should feel.
I understand you.
They must work hard.
You have to keep it competitive.
Absolutely.
Right? Even though I think that there are some players should Ghana qualify, there are some players we will see at the World Cup.
And this is where our advice Kofi Adams, the sports minister, before the World Cup, every financial detail must be settled before the coach names his squad. So that when the coach names his squad, any player who agrees to take the call up knows what is on paper. So that nobody is going to negotiate with any player in camp. That this is how much the state is going to pay you.
No. We settle it before we go.
Settle it before we go. To avoid Brazil 2014. Let you understand?
Yeah.
So if government says appearance fee is $30,000.
Finish.
If government says winning bonus is $2,000. If government says per diem is paid for X number of days, it is final. So when you end the call up, this document is presented to you. Take it or take it. Take it or leave it. So that you are not now going to have an assembly of players who will form, how do you call that thing? The workers' union in companies. Who will now go and form an association and now be challenging how much is going to be given them and all. Settle all of those things even before the call up. So that when Sibu gets the call up, he knows that, hey, if I'm going to the World Cup, this is appearance fee. This is winning bonus. This is per diem. All of those things are settled before the players even come to camp. Because it is in camp that if you attempt to go and negotiate some of these things, you have issues. So this one is free advice to Honorable Kofi Adams.
Okay. You will revisit it.
So this one is just
if or when the team makes it.
Oh, but the team will make it.
No problem.
At this point, the team will make it. So now the minister must start strategizing how to protect the public purse. Because you see, Nathan, yesterday I saw people singing at the stadium. I saw people singing, dancing, jubilating.
Shout out to the GFA president. I saw him jumping up and down.
I mean, I don't know.
And singing his favorite song.
James, okay. I mean, I didn't see him. I saw other football people singing, jubilating, because
they want to go.
When we go to the World Cup, Abayini.
Kelvin Ozuansa is joining us. Kelvin, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Nathan. I'm fine. I'm doing very great.
Wonderful. Your thoughts on everything we witnessed yesterday. I don't know what are your main takeaways. Maybe you can share your main takeaways with us and move the conversation. We'll hear from the listeners too.
Well, I think start with Benjamin Asari. Creditable performance. Absolutely, brilliant on a day. There have been so many times that many would always say and advocate for local goalkeepers. And every time you have a local goalkeeper in the Black Stars, they do due diligence. Richard Ofori became Ghana's number one, from, Wild Stars before he moved
League
on.
winner with Wild
Exactly.
Stars.
Fatau Dauda. He didn't have to travel outside to be in the post.
Yes.
Go back to Jojo, Sami Eje. They didn't have to travel outside. Or Saibuateng. You see, most of the goalkeepers we have, maybe Karase came in with a bit, Patrick Entry and all the likes, were from the Ghana League. And I think he's really commanded that spot very well. His calmness on the ball. And I'm like, you look at other goalkeepers and they come to the national team and it looks like they fumble, the kind of control that Asari has. Good show from him and credit to himself and then the goalkeepers coach Fatau Dauda for that excellent work on that is Benjamin Asari. Now, you look at the team and I always say that you always need a commander in your defense to get things right. Alexander Djiku may not be the most flamboyant centre back or centre half like Jonathan Mensah, Sammy Kofo, John Boy, but he does his work in making sure that he commands the defense. Yesterday, once he was there, and the performance of Jonas Ajete from the first game, Otto couldn't just drop him. So what do? Let's go back to that system we played against Nigeria 3 years ago, where we managed to qualify for the World Cup, and it worked. Lo and behold, it worked.
So you had
With a three
Salisu
back, you had Salisu, you had
left
Jiku,
centre back, Jiku in the middle,
and then you had Jonas on the right hand
Ajete
side.
on the right.
Now, you look at our central midfield, and I always say, and it's never been in doubt, anybody who continues to question the brilliance, the intelligence, the quality of Thomas Partey doesn't watch football or doesn't understand football. And yesterday we saw a masterpiece performance from him. And it was all because of one player who gave him that confidence that you can leave the midfield for me, just advance and do your creative job. Kwesi Sebo was way good on his debut.
Oh, he was brilliant.
And like we say, remember when the collapse came?
I remember.
It was here. I mentioned Kwesi Sebo.
Yeah.
What did Raymond say?
Raymond said no.
He's the first year in La Liga.
No,
And
even had some
callers and then messages. Kwesi Sebo,
no,
people in Real Oviedo. How many times has he played? Someone plays in Spain where fundamentals are great, are superior. As a central midfielder who plays with and trains every day with someone like Santi Cazorla, and you come to tell me that this is a player who cannot play the Black Stars, then what is he doing up there? Then what is his business up there at Real Oviedo?
Division 2 player.
And that is my concern. You see, when you look at the Spanish national team, they don't care about who plays or who doesn't play. Just listen, look at how they dismantled their opponents. 6-0.
Yeah, Turkey.
In the midfield, that was Merino, Pedri. These are names you ask yourself.
It was one of the most ruthless midfield displays I've seen this year.
And it was just phenomenal. So for someone who plays consistently with people with these ideas, this mentality, and you tell me you cannot play for the Black Stars, that was questionable. And yesterday he put up a very sweet performance. There were instances, yes, as football, instances come where you misplace passes. Partey did say, over elaboration from Sebo at times, but he managed to recover and he had an excellent game. For Thomas, I think that his game wasn't even realized properly because Caleb was, I think he was being told to stay back a lot more times. Anyone who watched Otado from the bench was actually signaling him, and Kudus was trying to tell him, just play the ball to me and get back. So he couldn't even realize his greatest quality and bring out the best from Thomas Partey. Gideon Mensah was quite decent yesterday, better than what we saw against Chad. At least there was an improvement. Not overly great, but yesterday you could see that he commanded control of the ball very well.
To be fair, yes, it was better than against Chad.
Jordan, are you leadership fine? Holding on to play, joining with build-ups. Together with Antoine Semenyo, I don't think they really had a great game, especially for Semenyo. It was bad.
If you ask me,
yeah,
I think Otto got. That's my reading. I think Otto got their starting positions wrong. I think Jordan should have played through the middle. Semenyo should have played from the wing.
Well, he decided to play Jordan just behind Semenyo, and then Kudus played from
Kudus
wide
played from
area,
the right.
yes.
But in the first half, he had Jordan almost playing slightly off the left.
Exactly.
I don't know what he was trying to do. Was it to get Semenyo's energy?
So it was more like
to employ Semenyo's energy.
3-5-2-1. Sorry,
3-4-2-1.
3-4-2-1.
I understand.
3-4-2-1 for the team.
But I wonder, was it to get Semenyo's energy to get him to press? You get because
yes, exactly. I was looking at because if you looked at Djigu Diarra, once you press him, it wasn't too confident. Especially was it Nyakite? Yes, the other centre back. He wasn't too comfortable with the ball. So all Ghana had to do was just keep up the press, and then they will be forced to, lift the ball.
Even as a team, I thought the attacking press wasn't coordinated well.
It's all because, these players are not, just like you said, in their adapt positions at club side or for very consistent number of games. They don't play like that. And it's all because we don't have an adapt centre forward. A player you can call number 9.
We are really lacking. Yeah.
We are lacking one. So we would have to continuously put these players in as decoy center forwards, and that was the problem. But it's no excuse for Semenyo missing that chance. There's no excuse for him making some poor turns and then misplaced passes, his runs and all that. For Mohamed Kudus, it was slightly an upgrade. I think there are times he can make it simple. He likes to draw fouls so much to himself. if he doesn't understand, he should ask Bukayo Saka and then Messi in his early years why he was struggling to stay fit. It was because holding on to the ball too long, you are hit so many times, and you disrupt the fluidity of the game. And when you are hit, there are times you don't have to stay too strong and then think that I am overly strong and then I should just continue with the game. If you remember yesterday, a foul happened. He was hit really hard.
Yes,
you're a football player.
On the break, yeah,
we were not losing the game. Take your time. Call for the foul. The referee calls for the foul, and we will restart play. And if medics would even have to attend to you or for you to even relax, you have to relax. But he decided to go on, and after a few meters, he couldn't carry on with the ball.
Calvin, do you think in the first half, Kudus' situation could have been improved if we had a proper wing back to take away one of the men?
We had
on him.
We had a.
You finish and then I bring in Michael as
I think we had a proper wing back in Caleb. Just that decision making in the final third was a bit poor because there were times he was looking for the 1-2 with Kudus, that kind of play, and you could clearly see that the idea was there, but the execution. There are times he overheads the ball, or he delays with his run, or he runs just ahead of the ball, or Kudus, makes a misjudgment, because he's expecting Caleb to even make that run and then he decides not to. It's the reason why I'm even saying he couldn't even bring out the best from Partey, because every time if you watch the ball, Partey picks up the pass, scans, and then he's looking at the right-hand side, waiting to just deliver the ball, but there was no one. On the left-hand side, because Jordan was more central and Gideon wasn't advancing so much, he just didn't have to go there, but had to come in central. Overall, I think that it was, better from the team in neutralizing what Mali had. There are times you play to win games. We yesterday we didn't play because if we had decided to just open up the game too much, I'm sure the Malians would have had a field day. But it was close, it was tight, and we neutralized their strengths. But credit to like I say, Thomas Partey, Sebo, and then Benjamin Asari yesterday, I think, and Jiku they did some quite decent jobs on the day, and hopefully we get better in our attack. Kamaldeen Sulemana, I don't know. Somebody was saying this guy is giving Mano Jemfi vibes. And that was exactly what he gave. You run with the ball, no end product. What are you? There should be, and I think that is his problem. Jeremy Doku has improved, in the last 2 seasons.
Jeremy Doku's initial years, he had this because if you
watch the Belgium game, he could. And I don't think that Doku is far off Kamaldeen. Skill and pace. It's about decision making, and what happened yesterday, I don't know. I'm sure Fly has that video. That Kamaldeen ran and then he decided not to pass the ball to Iñaki Williams. It happened about 2 times. One from Kamaldeen and I think one from another player. Was it Joseph Penso who decided not to carry on with the ball but pass it to the left-hand side? This was it.
Yeah,
it's showing.
Yeah,
he decided to overrun and look at Iñaki. There was a free space. All he had to do was just to knock the ball off. Look, once you make this gather, you steal the ball away. Look at Iñaki. Just pass it into that free space.
Just jockey, slow it down a little. Find them.
Lord have mercy. And you have the skill to outwit this Nakite. At that time, he was tired. You came on with fresh legs. And this has happened countless times in the national team. You don't think Iñaki is a human being and he will think, why? Do you people have something against me? He's a human being. Yeah, he'll question it.
Start it.
I saw him post that, yes, we are close and all that. But certainly, he is not happy. It happened twice. The second time, it was Joseph Penso. Joseph could have actually gone all the way to even go and strike the ball himself. Look at that.
It was a poor touch from Kamaldeen.
And when you continuously do this, you want to get into the team, if Hudson-Odoi decides, just like Raymond is saying, if he decides to have a change of mentality, you think if we start Hudson-Odoi, it's a bad decision? No, because his end products are far better than you would give.
Than Kamaldeen.
And even with this ball, I expect you, Kamaldeen, with your pace and your skill.
Because you see, at this point, as it is,
why did he knock it off again?
You know,
come on.
Because here you had a defender back pen,
and it was a 2-on-2. Keep the ball.
You had a number of things to do. You could cut in. You could go
bring it on to your right and strike it.
Or because once you do that, it's pencil. That pencil is your option. You lay it off to him.
He's with the Italians at Atalanta to replace Ademola Lookman.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should go and watch his videos and see how Lookman evolved with time.
Yes, true.
When he moved from England and then he moved to Italy.
So
he's a new player altogether, and I just hope that he will learn.
But
okay,
fortunately for him, he gets to work with a manager who knows him, right from Southampton.
Yes,
okay, that's great. So I'm expecting him to work on that part of his game.
He has to.
No, so I'm expecting a coach to make him a better player. Then that's why I'm confident. Come the World Cup,
if
we'll see a better.
Mikel Arteta said something. He said he has three things that he does for players. Number one, can the player do it? Does he know how to do it? That is number two. Number one is, can the player do it?
Yes, he can.
Yes, he can. Number two, does he know how to do it? If he does, no problem, to a certain extent. If he doesn't, I'll
teach him.
I'll teach him.
Yes.
And then the last point is he willing to do it?
Yes.
So the final thing lies with the individual.
So can the player do it?
Can the player do it?
Yes, Sulemana can.
Yes, Yes, he can do it. Does he know how to do it?
Yes,
to a certain extent.
To a certain extent.
Then,
yes, he can.
yes.
Then the final thing, that is the ultimate, is he willing to do
Kamaldeen
it?
is willing to.
So the willingness.
So the
pace and skill is not in doubt.
Yes.
Not at all.
He knows how to manipulate the pace.
Yes.
And he knows how to apply
If he's willing to do
so
it,
the willingness now
Yes.
to know
to change
when
and
to
adapt.
do what.
Thank you.
Not run in a straight
Thank
line
you.
every day.
Thank you.
Not 100 miles an hour every time. It is, let me stop and see. As I run, I make a decision.
Let's go back. Last season, Scott McTominay, there's one interview. I'll try to get the link. I've forgotten where I watched it. He's explained why he's become a better player at Napoli than he was at Manchester United.
Yeah.
Because he's been taught something different and he has decided to mold his game differently. When he was at Manchester United, now he slowed down.
Yeah.
He thinks about the game before he does it. Yesterday I said something that you must sacrifice for others to thrive and for the team to do what? To enjoy.
To enjoy, yeah.
Yesterday we saw instances of it from Kudus and even from the Chad game. But if other players are not willing to sacrifice, that could have easily been a 2-0 victory for Ghana.
More comfortable win. Let me bring in Michael Asari. Michael, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing? And how is Kumasi?
Good morning, Nathan. I'm good. Kumasi is okay.
Wonderful. How was the city after or during the game? So tell us the vibe and how the city was before the game, during the game with all its emotions, and then after the game when the 3 points were secured.
Well, there was tension. Prior to the game, you could see that the whole mood of people who enjoyed their football, they were very tense. But what actually got them into heavy discussions was when the lineup was announced, and then they got to be aware of how the team will be setting up. And also the inclusion of someone like Kwesi Sedo. Really, it drew some heavy discussions about the role he will play, what they expect of him. There were many who were saying that, he should not let them down because he's actually a player they've clamored for to be part of the Black Stars. And so if he's gotten the opportunity, he should go and then he should do them proud. And basically, that was what it was about. You could actually sense heavy traffic around the tech area. A lot of people wanted to rush home and then just be behind their TV sets and then watch it. Those who also wanted to go to viewing centers and also enjoy the game with him. So there was heavy traffic around the Tech Junction area. And that was basically the scenes prior to the game. Now, in the aftermath of the game, a lot were okay, but still complaining about the performance of the team. So I can say that, yep, there is satisfaction that we were able to win against Mali, but also there is discontent about the performance that we put up against the Malians. And I think there is a general consensus that for the team to do better, there needs to be improvement in coaching, improvement in the overall play of the team, and then some individual players as well. We need to up the standard to make sure that they deserve to be part of the Black Star sector.
But great stuff. Michael, what were your own thoughts on the performance? I've been sharing thoughts with the guys, Raymond, Kelvin. I'm sure our listeners have sent us messages. What are your own biggest takeaways? 2, 3, 4 of them. I don't know how many takeaways you have, but just share your own takeaways of the performance yesterday. Ghana 1, Mali 0 in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers.
Well, I must say, I expected it. I expected things to be a bit scrappy for us. I knew that there was always going to be that point where Mali displayed a Mali character, and then we will have to steal the moment and maybe get a goal in there, and then we'll secure a win. So when we spoke yesterday, I mentioned to you that there will likely be the change of shape of the team. We will go with a 3-man back from what I had picked up from their last training session. And we also have wing backs who will be more interested in doing defensive jobs. And then if Gideon Mensah was going to be the left wing back, then there was a likelihood that there will be someone who will be relied on to create more from the left channel and not him, because he would have to overly concentrate on defending. So it was about how the team set up and then the game plan. The game plan was not to go there and outperform Mali. It was to go there and do a job. One, be defensively solid. And it meant that having a leader at the back was very crucial. And that is how come I think Jiku's inclusion changed a lot of things for the Black Stars of Ghana. It wasn't just about how he played on pitch, but also how he conducted the defense, organized them, charged at them at various stages in the game. It was very crucial. And then also the defensive line was there to cover in terms of instances where we lose the ball in the middle. You could tell right from the start, maybe until somewhere the 15th or the 20th minute, the midfield had not really settled. Kwesi Sibo was a bit jittery. He looked a bit tense. And we needed our central defense to always be there to try and thwart any attempt that the Malians will have after dispossessing us or after making us unstable in the middle. So the 3-man back line was very, very important, and it paid off. Again, we played wing backs who were not ultra offensive. It was true that Caleb Urenchi was surging forward more, which was also expected. I kind of highlighted that yesterday, that he would be pushing forward more. But you could also see that he also was very aware of his defensive duties. So at a point when we were defending, we had like 5 men behind the ball. And I want to give credit to the coaches for understanding this, that there was a Malian team that were always going to be very, very offensive minded. I think we surprised someone like Tom Saintfield. He did not really expect that. I listened to his post-match press conference, and he said that he didn't expect Ghana to play in this manner. We surprised him. Maybe he was expecting that we'll go toe-to-toe with him, and then it would have allowed him to surprise us in the second half when he brought on his main guys, Sangare, Nene Dorgeles, and the others. He wanted to surprise us with them in the second half. And that would have been a disaster for us if we had gone with our usual 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. They would have actually picked a lot of spaces in between our lines, and then they would have attacked us. So kudos to the coaches for setting up the team in that manner and issuing the instructions in that manner. I think the execution worked off the ball. On the ball, there were some disjointed movements, not so much pleasing collaborations, and we would have to improve with time. As a national team, players don't really get much time to train and play together. But I think that in doing a job the players did was, so we can separate what happened yesterday. One, we can look at the result, and then 2, we can also scrutinize the performance. The performance needs to improve overall. There are some individual players who need to up their game. There are some players who are also uncomfortable when we adapt this shape. For instance, Antoine Semenyo, he is not so comfortable when we play in this manner. if we are to play with a 3-back and use wing backs, it means that Semenyo's wing options will not be needed. It means he will need to play more centrally, and he does not play at his best when he has to operate in that manner. So it means that if we are going to go with a 3-back, then we would have to look at players who will better suit that role. So on the ball, yesterday, clearly, we could tell that it wasn't one of the best games we've seen Antoine Semenyo play, whether at club level or national team level in recent times. The only time that he actually was a threat was when he had that chance in the 6-yard box and then he shot off target. But then again, it was just to tell his mood that he wasn't really having a good day. If Semenyo was on form, if he was enjoying himself, trust me, his instincts would have led him to shoot that ball at least on target and force a save from the goalkeeper. But it wasn't one of his days. Kudus, I've seen a lot of people complain about that. He holds on to the ball for far too long. He draws too much attention to him and draws too much tackles. Yep, I think it's a player struggling to find the balance between what the coaches expect him to do and how he needs to be tactful with that. These are the instructions of the coaches.
Okay.
He needs to hold on to the ball, conserve possession, open up spaces, draw fouls, and then manage the game. But he, as a player, I think is struggling with the timing and how to do it. There are times where he over elaborates in terms of a particular possession. Let's take, for instance, when a player is making a run and he has to pick a pass, Kudus mostly holds on to the ball for some few more seconds than he should. And I think that is where the issue is. And these things are with coaching. Maybe he will be talked to. Maybe the player will get to understand what it is exactly that the coaches expect of him, and then time these things well, and then get the best of him. But holding on to the ball doing this, I think it is just the instructions of a technical team. And that is some of the things that he has to do to help the team. For Caleb Uenchi, he looked very uncomfortable as the right wing back. And you could see in stages in the game. The only thing that helped was his instincts as a defender. And where he needed to thwart these Malian offensive players to make sure that they did not get the better of him. And he did a solid job. Kwesi Sibo, it was okay. But yes, I have seen a lot of players make very good debuts for the Black Stars, but subsequently, they don't improve. What Kwesi Sibo offered has very good notes around it. He did well, he did the basics right, but the point is, he needs to improve if he has to be a mainstay. Okay. I think that many are excited about his performance because the players he came on to replace are actually substandard. Elisha Owusu, Salis have not been the best performers in the national team colors. So if Sibo comes on and that's like 60% better than they have been doing, then we would have to appreciate his efforts. But then again, for the standards to be raised, there's a Black Stars team that in the last decade or two have had their best departments being in the middle. Then I think he needs to improve. He needs to add maybe some more to his game for him to become a consistent starter in the national team setup. So as it stands, I think that Sibo did well, but a lot more needs to happen. And I also think that Thomas Partey helped him to enjoy the game. The two of them seem to have picked some wonderful coordination. They understood each other well. I don't know if they spoke before the game and then they decided to act in that manner, but it's a maturity of Partey that allows Sibo to do what he did. And then again, it was the shape of the team. So whenever he slipped, there was somebody, an extra centre back, who could come in to salvage the situation. So how we set up helped. In the game against Chad, we were just playing two midfielders, and then the four attackers who were operating in the 4-2-4 were not drawing back to support. So it exposed our midfielders, especially when we were building up. When we were building up, the Chadian players had to mark out our two midfielders. Elisha Owusu had two players on him at a point in time. Salis Samet had two players on him at a point in time. So it meant that it restricted our build-up to just the central defenders. But yesterday, there was an extra man, be it Jonas Ajete, Jiku, or Salisu. There was an extra man to go to in terms of build-up, And then also there was an extra man to come to salvage the situation if there was a mess-up in the midfield. And I think that helped. So kudos to Otuado. But in general, the team will need to improve. But I cannot end this without singing praise to someone like Alexander Jiku. I think he's one of the few players who wear their hearts on their sleeves. Clearly, you can see that he comes and he has just one responsibility, to do a job and nothing more. Whether it is beautiful or otherwise, he just comes and makes sure that the job must be done and done well. And kudos to him. If we have players with his mentality dominating the Black Stars, I don't think we'll have issues with what we see. And the issue about Kamaldeen Sulemana Komen.
Yeah.
You see, you mentioned something, the criteria about can the player do it? Does he want to do it? Whatever. You see, it is simple. You see, One cannot give what he does not have. I don't think he has it in his tank or whatever it is to do what we expect him to do. And then he's not even willing to learn. That is the point. Can Kamaldeen pass? No, he can't pass. He can run. As players, he can do a job. You see, Russell Martin was the Southampton coach.
Yeah.
Before eventually he was relieved of his position. Yes. And Ivan Juric,
yeah.
If Sulemana was struggling to play under Russell Martin, then nobody can convince me that he will learn how to pick a pass at the right time under any other coach. Because Martin is a developmental coach. He is best with working with young players and bringing the best out of them. He will polish your game. Anything raw in you, anything excess, extreme in you, he will try to tame it and then bring the perfect balance. Kamaldeen Sulemana couldn't learn anything under Russell Martin. He enjoyed Ivan Juric because Juric is that coach who will play you to the extreme, do what you have to do. So Juric will want to tap into your raw talent. Just give your potential on the pitch, go at it, do everything that you can, and then you correct yourself as and when. But coaches like Russell Martin will want to bring some finesse out to your game. They will want to polish certain raw things about your game and make you improve overall as a player. So if Kamaldeen Sulemana could not pick a lesson or two from Russell Martin, because yesterday the basic thing was just to play the ball ahead of Iñaki Williams. And Iñaki has showed that he could outpace his marker, and you saw it. He overran the Malian marker. So just play the ball ahead of him. And he did not just see this thing.
And Michael,
he did not do it.
Michael, the funny side is, he was still timing his run when, Alu Dieng was trying to catch up. He was still timing his run not to be offside. So just play the ball ahead of him.
Exactly. You see, so and it's that players see even before the player makes a run. It is technical intelligence. If it was a Cole Palmer, he will pick that pass even before Iñaki attempts to make that run. Excuse me, but I will not compare the football brain of Cole Palmer to someone like Kamaldeen Sulemana. But for a pro footballer, you should have a certain level of IQ.
Yeah.
That is able to
basic footballing IQ to know some of these things.
Simple, so that you're able to envision that you create scenarios in your head. That is how they say it. Create scenarios in your head. Okay, so Kamaldeen, you have the ball now. You have two scenarios. Either you run the ball or you pick a pass. Now, your imagination lead to some of your actions that you take that you even confuse your direct marker. So if he had planned this, he will make his run in a manner where the player marking Kamaldeen Sulemana is even confused as to whether he is going to make the run solo or he's going to pick a pass and then do a coordinated effort. So the Malian player who was directly marking Kamaldeen Sulemana in this manner will be confused and they wouldn't know what to do, whether to maintain his shape or stick close to him. But he sold out his intentions so clearly to his marker. I am going to run at you. Let's see if you can run with me. So it was that simple. And in that instance again, the next marker would have been the goalkeeper. So the goalkeeper will be in twos, whether he has to come close at Kamaldeen or be in position in anticipation that the ball will be played into a space where Iñaki will run to it. But again, check. The direct marker was close to Kamaldeen. The goalkeeper knew exactly what was going to happen. So instead of outsmarting his opponent and then outthinking them, they rather outthought Kamaldeen and knew exactly what he was going to do. And it was straight. They predicted that he was going to run the ball into this space, and they closed that space and they won the ball off him. I think he doesn't have that technical intelligence to do what we expect of him. He has his own qualities, which is sheer speed. He has pace and energy to burn. Maybe we can get the best out of him in that aspect. Koja Samoa was an excellent attacking midfielder, but he served the Black Stars in a different capacity, where he played at times as a fullback or a wing-back. So maybe Kamaldeen can serve us in a different aspect. We have to look at that and tap into that. We can use his speed if he's still going to be resourceful to the national team. But I'm sorry, we cannot use his football brain. It will serve us no good because he has nothing to offer in that contest. Technically, he won't be that player we expect. We can use his raw speed, his energy, in a different contest, and then we'll enjoy it. See players like Razak, Bempon, and the others, they've served us in that contest, yes. So I'm not saying he's a useless player, but he's not useful to us when footballers have to apply their football brains. Kamaldeen does not qualify for that. So let's use him differently. And people are trying to form or create a narrative that players are trying not to pass to someone like Iñaki Williams.
Yeah, I've heard that.
To get the best out of him. Yeah. It was not deliberate for Kamaldeen not to pass to Iñaki. He couldn't do it. He's not intelligent enough to do that. It is not like there is some caucus that, okay, we've agreed. We will not pass the ball to player A or player B. It doesn't happen like that. He doesn't have the intelligence to do that. And it is not a big issue because he has some good friends in the Black Stars who he played with. Kudus is his best friend. So
yeah.
They will want to talk to him one way or the other to improve him, but he cannot do it. He does not know how to do it. And then he's not willing to learn. So Calvin, for the criteria he set, it disqualifies him outrightly. And I think it is only going to be not long enough that we'll have the likes of Christopher Bonsuba coming ahead of him in the pecking order. If the talks with I had Raymond speak to Callum Hudson-Odoi's issue and the others, it was buried. But I know that that issue has been revisited. The players would have to show intent, show commitment, and then privately do some one or two things to convince those who initiated earlier talks to get them on board to believe that this time around they really want to play. And that talks will be reactivated. So the option of them coming into the Black Stars is not really close. So competition is going to get tougher. So if Kamaldeen thinks that whatever assets that he has, the skill set that he has, he does not need to polish it, he should keep on. It will not be long before he will find himself eagerly battling for a spot to be part of the squad, not the team, the squad. He's a player we looked up to as a starter. He's dropped along the line. Even the likes of Fatal Ishaku have improved in terms of their rating in the national team. And he dropped. He's back into the squad, and then he's still not doing enough to stay in. And trust me, it is easier to see him out of the team than to see him in the team. And those who are close to him will need to speak words of wisdom to him that if you can't do it, just do the basics. He could have even picked a beautiful 1-2. So this time around, he would have been making that run. And then Iñaki would have been picking that pass.
Or even Michael, he could have even cut in diagonally and given the ball to Pencil, because in making that run, he would have eliminated at least two defenders. Then he can lay the ball to Pencil, who was on this other side. So you are right. There were so many options available, and he chose the wrong one.
And one thing again I did not enjoy was when Jordan was being substituted, that little charade, his reaction and those vibes. You see, players have every right to demonstrate their displeasure at certain decisions that are taken on the field. Even the best of players do. I want to plead with everyone that we don't read too much meanings into it. He doesn't have any issue with the coach. He was just not happy that he was being subbed off at that point in time. Maybe he felt he could contribute a lot, even at that point in time. Maybe the coaches also thought differently, and it did not really hurt us because we still kept our lead, and then we were able to win the game. Let's not read too much meanings into it. But again, to Jordan, a senior player, we all know how the discussions have been around the Black Stars. They should not give us too much. I wouldn't say too much. They should not give us visuals that will lead to narratives like that being sustained and then being propagated around. I think he should at least understand some of these things and know when to do them and when not to do them. But overall, it was a good win, great result. We'll maybe talk deeply about the performance later. I will want to focus on the win for the Black Stars.
All right, 3 points on the board. The Black Stars are very close to USA, Canada, and Mexico. Kelvin, so what does the math say? I've been looking at the table. I'm still not clear what we need to do to call. Is it one more win? Does it seal everything?
Just a win and then we'll be clear.
Oh, just a win.
Yeah,
okay.
just a win and then
one more
we are
win
clear.
And
we are clear.
good to go. Okay,
we're clear.
All right. We wait to see what happens in October. The last 2 games, Comoros, Central African Republic.
But I think yesterday, even with the substitutions, when Jordan wasn't happy, I think the team or the coaches have realized when we are on the front foot or when the game gets difficult and some of our players get tired and then they start working in the game. Mm-hmm. They need fresh legs.
Of course.
Players who can run.
Yes.
Who can, give the defenders a hell of a time. And it got to a point, Caleb also struggled because there wasn't cover for him. But when you remember when Joseph Pencil came on, he was, close to him. At least he had fresh legs. Gets close to him, helps him lock up that spot, which Kudus doesn't do. Which Kudus doesn't give you, that sort of cover to support the wing back. He doesn't give it. But when Pencil came on, he gave it. And now there was more mobility. Now the players realized when I have the ball, I can knock it long because I know Pencil will have it. I know Iñaki has the ability to run. I know Kamaldeen is pacey and can run with the ball. So there are times they should just understand. I'm sure the coaches realized they were like, no, come on. We cannot afford to make mistakes. It happens. Even Thomas Partey wasn't happy with, I think during the substitution.
Yes.
He was still having exchanges with the coach, Otto and Desmond. What do we need to do?
I noticed. I noticed
because he was in a limbo as to the changes
there
that
was a
was
lot
being
of uncertainty around it. It's like we didn't know what kind of change we needed to make.
Now Pencil is on. Does Caleb get into midfield to support us? Because it looks like Sebo was going to be subbed off when Jerome Opoku was coming on.
Yes.
But because of the injury
to Jiku. Yes,
so they had to quickly make the change and they stopped the 4th official. And then Jiku went off. Now Jerome
like for like,
and then now it meant that yes, there had to be other changes as well. And I think just like Michael is saying, there are times we also need to understand the coaches. Maybe they made errors before and they didn't want to repeat it again because the Malians took the game to us when they wanted.
As soon as they conceded,
yes,
Mali made 2 changes.
Yes.
2 attacking changes, and you could
they
tell
brought on Mustafa who could hold the ball.
You could tell the changes were attacking changes, and they kept making attacking changes to force the issue.
Yes, all the likes of Musa Sela, and one thing that I think helped Ghana is Sela wasn't fully fit. Nene Douglas wasn't fully fit. There was this Kamara who started their first game. Was even Jigui Diarra, the goalkeeper. So if anyone looks at the goal and all the corner kicks Ghana was playing, he didn't come out convincingly. He got injured in their previous game, the
3-0 win.
That they got, was it over Madagascar? Comoros. When they beat Comoros, he got injured and had to go off for Diawara to come on to replace him in the game. So there were questions about him. If you watch his warm-up very well, you could see he wasn't really engrossed in a typical, the typical goalkeeper's warm-up. You see shooting at him and all that.
I was watching more of Ghana's warm-up.
Exactly.
So
but I looked at him.
You noticed.
So that was it. So just when the ball was flown, on any day, he's not the most, tallest or doesn't have a an overly, physical presence, but aerially, when he wants to come out to pick up the ball, we've seen him at the African Nations Cup and also for Yanga in the Comfort Cup.
Yes,
he comes out with that confidence to come and pick up the ball, but just look at the decision he made. He just didn't come out too convincingly, and he missed it. And luckily, Ghana got the goal. So there are so many dynamics to winning games. But just like Michael is saying, our game still needs improvement.
It
needs improvement.
We have to
lots of improvement.
Lots of improvements in every area. Yesterday, somebody made a comment. I was chatting with a friend, and somebody said that maybe you have a different technical hand, and you might probably get a different tune out of this crop of players, because the profile of the team, Michael, I'm sure you agree, the profile of the team is relatively young, right? You look at a majority of this team is relatively young, and some people think that they are malleable tactically, and this team can get to a different level probably under a new coach. So I don't know. I still think the potential of this team is big. I don't know what it will take to unlock that potential. But I mean, Michael, just your impressions of that, and then I take some calls.
Yeah, it's true. And the one thing again, I look at this Black Stars team is that there is not balance, and maybe we need to widen our scouting network to ensure that we'll get players into positions where we actually need to improve in. I still think we are not really in a position to say that we've solved our goalkeeping issues. We need to still try and see that we can actually have a very much dependable number one. Yep, Benjamin Asare is good, but for a national side, you will need more than him to ensure that your goalkeeping department is intact. At a point in time, we have groomed our goalkeeping department to the extent that we transition players or we progress players from the under 20 into the national side, and they even had to understudy. We were that solid defensively and goalkeeping wise, and I think we still need to keep trying out. As it stands, it's okay with Atizigi as a backup to Benjamin Asare, but I still think we can upgrade our position. In central defense, we are getting the numbers as it stands now. Jonas Ajeti has used this window to prove that he belongs well at home. Again, for Jiku, for Jerome Opoku, Salisu. So Abdul Mumin has not even been called into the team as it stands because he needs to recover and be ready. And then for the lateral positions, we need an able cover for someone like Gideon Mensah, somebody to even provide stiffer competition for him. He's someone who has barely improved with time, and he will need that stiff competition to maybe, just like we put a coal of fire at the back of a turtle to stir it up, we also need to do something similar to that of Gideon Mensah to bring that much competition into that department. The midfield will need more names. It will need more numbers. It will need more faces, people who are competent, players who are technically good, and we need to refresh that part. We have become quite still with names like Elisha Owusu, Abdul Salih Samed. We will need to refresh that part. Ibrahim Sulemana, if he was fit, was a good option. Again, Kwesi Sibo feels like he's a good option. He will need more time to prove himself though. But on the evidence of what he did yesterday, he's good to go. And the major issue is our central attacking areas. We are overloaded with wing attackers. Kudus functions efficiently as a wing attacker or as a second striker. Jordan, wing attacker, second striker. Semenyo, wing attacker. Iñaki Williams, wing attacker. Ernest Nyama, who's out injured. Christopher Bonsuba, Joseph Pencil. But we lack quality central forward actions or central attacking options. And I think it is also be an area where we scout wide. So aside we relatively having a very malleable young squad that can be used for various tactical shapes and formations, I also think one key area we need to improve is the mentality, the mindset. If this young team, brimming with potential, are believing enough, are full of belief, are full of confidence, trust me, Nathan, they can do a lot. But I don't know, for some reason unknown to me, they are not really that tough in terms of mentality or their mindset. And I think that is also one key area we need to. So aside the coaching aspect that needs to improve. I think there's a certain psychological job to be done on the Black Stars. If that is done, trust me, it will take us to a closer place than we are now in terms of where we want to get to. And maybe the handlers of the team have taken notice of this, and then they work on the team as and when. But I do agree with you. Definitely, we might need a certain technical direction that is refreshing, that is new to bring the best out of this team.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Michael, thank you. Let me see if I can take some calls. 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061, 030-279-4805, 030-279-4805. That is then those are the numbers, and you can give me a call. Let me see if I can take this caller. Hello.
Hello, Nathan.
Yes.
Nathan, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Atu calling from Tema.
All right, please go ahead.
Well done to the Black Stars. But Nathan, yesterday, did you watch the match very well?
I watched as best as I could.
Sporty.
Oh, okay. Leading up to the goal of the Ghanaians,
Yes.
you know there was a push in the penalty box against Ghana. You know.
When? At which point?
Jiku, when he went up, he pushed the Malian defender in front of him.
He pushed the Malian defender in front of him.
In front of, even though the keeper missed it.
Okay, to be honest, one, I was live at the stadium. I didn't have the benefit of the replay.
I
and
understand.
where I sat, I think I didn't see that clearly. So
You didn't see it. Okay. What about the set pulling in the 18-yard box by Salisu?
what is
Did you
it
see that one too?
in the same sequence?
No.
At which
Within
point?
like in the second half.
At which point in the second? Like, can you give me like the minute or because last night a lot of things were happening.
can't
I was
get
watching
the
the
minute,
game,
but
preparing
we
notes
missed-
for a podcast. So a lot of things I must have missed a few things.
You must have missed it. You find a time and watch full details and you get to see.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your call. Let me take another caller. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Nathan.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Come on. Emmanuel, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Nathan,
Yes.
you have to be serious in this country.
Okay. Yeah.
In the west of Raymond. Good morning to Raymond.
Yes. Raymond is here. Emmanuel, go ahead.
Nathan, we can't be saying this every day. Like every time after a match, they will come and say that, come and say this thing. See, different NSA, same old story. This is why if I be taken to the stadium and given a VVIP free ticket, chicken man, pizza man, serve me, I will not go. See, we are playing with our lives, so and let something happen before the authorities will say, let's build a new stadium. A section of the stadium is bad, but still, so were they not stewards in the stadium? Nathan,
Yeah.
were they not?
There were stewards, there were police people, but clearly
So you say a section of the stadium is no good.
Yes.
Why don't you brand that place? You brand that place maybe with a Ghana flag or something. Oh, Charlie. You see, we are doing this, and we'll come and say it. But one day, when the tragic happen and people die, which I don't want it to happen, but it will happen someday. If we don't go, we don't talk on this. People should say something about this. Like, let them know. That place over 14,000, and that place is no good. See, it can even cost. You see, if you are not even there, actually something happened there, it will affect all the state. It will affect everywhere.
That's true.
It will affect everywhere. And we are joking with it. See, we are waiting for something to happen before we come and say, let's build a new stadium or let's bring it down. Charlie, you let go to the game. Nathan. See, if it's Otuado that we are taking to the World Cup, then sorry to say, we are not even winning one match. Nathan, if you are playing at home, you've gotten the goal, the momentum is on your side, then you go and sit back. You don't know the goal. You don't know what. See, Nathan, we don't even know what we are doing on the field. And is it that the players don't like Iñaki Williams or what?
As for that one, I cannot tell whether they don't like Iñaki Williams.
This is not the first time. Like every time they get the ball, they don't want to pass to Iñaki. Even if it is in the good place to even score, they are all ignoring him. I don't know why, Nathan.
I also do not understand what is going on.
I don't understand. And the coach is standing there watching. I don't know. See, this guy can make a move and they will not give him the pass. If I mean, even when I go, I'll not come back again. Because it's like they don't even like him. They don't pass the ball to him. They don't pass the ball to him later. See, our technical bench, this is what we are taking into the World Cup. Then sorry to say, Charlie. See, even the Malian coach he said he was surprised with our approach of the game. 5 defenders. Like he thought he would start the game aggressively and all those stuff. But we are sitting, Charlie, this is our home. The ball was not even Charlie. What is this?
But would you rather we open up and maybe have problems beating Mali or what?
What problems? What if this Malian team?
But the Malian team going into this game had been on a very good run of matches.
Oh, Masa, it doesn't matter. This Malian team, are they better than us?
But they are
better than us.
Well,
it's the mentality of the coach.
But they are ranked higher than Ghana, aren't they?
Oh, that one, yeah, he be ranking. Oh, what are you ranking?
Ranking.
Kosovo beat Sweden yesterday.
Anyway, Emmanuel, let me.
It's the mentality of the coach.
Okay.
See, the mentality of the coach is so low that he has to defend it for his life. Like you don't know what he's doing, and the technical bench is not even helping. So later, Charlie.
Okay.
Let's change the things. Let's change everything fast before we go to the World Cup. We have to change things because Otuado is not the right man for the job. We beg, please.
Okay, all right. Let's see what the employers will say. 054 257 1061 030 279 4805 030 279 4805. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello, Lega.
Yes.
Good morning. This is John from airport.
Okay, all right. Please go ahead.
Nathan, yesterday I watched the game, but I was not happy at all, Nathan.
Okay.
I was not happy at all because Blaster is playing at Car Sports Stadium, Nathan, and we are defending. Even especially in the second half, we defend the whole 45 minutes. I was so shocked. And Nathan, you can't play 3 back and defending. So in case the coach wants to defend, he should play like 4 back. Eh? If the coach wants to defend later, he should play at 4 back. And you are still defending, but you are already playing 3 back and you are still defending. And later,
okay, when hold on, I want to understand something. So when you play 3 defenders, you are supposed to be what, more attack minded?
Yes, later. Because the reason you are playing 3 back means that you want to attack more. And you are playing 3 back and you are still defending.
But it's not every 3 back shape that is attack minded, right? There are some people when they play a 3 back is to defend more.
Oh, Nita, I've not seen any coach who is playing 3 back and defending. Nita, I've never seen any coach who is playing 3 back.
That's what I'm saying. That you see every situation, and I understand what you're saying. Most of it when coaches deploy a back 3 is because they want to attack a lot more.
Yes.
I didn't say all the time. That's I said most of the time.
Yes.
I don't know what Otuado was thinking. Maybe self-preservation. We score 1. Let us hold the 1 that we have because it's the point we are looking for.
But Nathan, do you know that when Ghana Blaster play in neutral ground, Mali will score us?
As for that one, nobody knows whether it will happen or not.
No, later, they will score us. Later, they will score us. I will never lie to you. They will score us.
Okay.
If Blaster were playing in each other, they will score us later. So this you, I think Utwado will not help us later. We need a different coach. Utwado will not help us.
That is up to the FA and the ministry.
Yeah, they should try and do something because later to take Utwado to the World Cup later it's a big wahala.
But he was there in 2022.
Oh, and later 2022, what happened?
He got 1 win and 2 losses.
Yes. If we change them, I'll be if we change them later. It will not help us. Because yesterday I was not even to sit down. For the past 20 minutes, actually, and later do you know something. When the defenders got the ball, and then they play beam. When they get the ball, they play beam. I was so shocked. Either for them to handle the ball, to keep the ball, and then later they were playing beam like that. I was so shocked.
So what if they are actually not good at keeping the ball? Have you thought about that?
Later.
Because of the defenders. No, I'm just saying of the defenders, the only one of the 3 defenders, the only one who's actually good on the ball is Salisu. Jiku is poor on the ball.
Is not bad.
Jiku is poor on the ball. He can't keep it. He'll balloon it. Ajete was nervous all through the game.
Because it's not even if you're defending, it's to keep the ball. But this
I'm saying that you are not listening to me. I'm saying that the defenders we have, all of them except Salisu are not good on the ball. Jiku cannot keep the ball. Jonas Ajete was nervous all game. He couldn't keep the ball.
Then that means that we need a because this type of game.
So that is a coaching matter.
Later, if you take this type of game to World Cup, later they will score like 7. Because just imagine you are playing with Spain, and then you are playing beam like this. They will score like 10. And later you are playing against Spain, and when you get the ball, they play beam. When they get the ball, they play beam. Later. Thank you very much.
054 257 1061 054 257 1061 0302 279 4805. My producers, please check the WhatsApp for me and let's see if you have messages. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Oh, Nathan.
Yes.
Thank you very much this morning. I've enjoyed the discussion to the mass.
All right. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
I'm Charles. I'm calling from Dansman.
All right. Please go ahead.
And, the discussion has been very detailed, and it covers almost everything. I listened to commentary last night.
Okay. Thank you for listening.
You have covered every aspect of the match very well, and you have been very fair, including my own Yamado. His concessions about the coach. It's very beautiful of all of you. You are critical, but you are very, very, very fair. I didn't like the coach at all, but from all the analysis, it seems yesterday he did a very good job. From everything, putting everything aside of all our sentimental views about him, when we put them aside, he did a marvelous job. Technically, he was up there to the extent that his opponent said he was surprised at the game he played. I mean, he was able to outwit him. He was able to outwit his opponent. And lastly, the point I want to make is about our good friend from Kumasi. Even though I like his analysis, but he was too critical of Kamadine, even though what he's saying is very, very true. His observations are very true, but the criticisms are too sharp, and I don't know how he could have put it in a better way. But what he's saying is a right thing that should go to the gentleman. Maybe the brain is not up there. His intellect, he has been working on his raw natural talents for all this while. Because I've been observing it, and he has never had a good end product of all his efforts. And they keep on calling him. And the other players, just like you said, the team is malleable. A lot of the players are quite new, and we have few of the old ones like Pate, like Jordan, and the rest of them. But the young ones, they are malleable. So I'm now looking at the performance of the coach yesterday. I don't know whether they should really go for another one, or is it the collectivity of the many technical men that is bringing out the good results we saw yesterday? Indeed, I was impressed.
Well, nobody knows. It's a game. He devised a plan. He won it. Wonderful. Mm-hmm. I guess the concern is that should Ghana go to the World Cup now, how will he fare? Because the last time he was there, we won 1 game out of 3. And even through those 3 games, you could tell there were massive problems with the team. So let's just hope that he would have learned and the technical team will be better, so that eventually when the team qualifies to the World Cup and we play against the best countries in the world, we'll be able to respond when they ask us questions. So that is our hope right now.
Yeah, it's a hope. We don't know as for Keto Creek, we can't tell what he will do next. Well, thank you very much.
All right.
I've enjoyed the discussion this morning.
All right. Thank you. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. You can call the other number to 030-279-4805. And you can send us a WhatsApp message on 054-257-1061. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. I'm taking listener comments and reactions to yesterday's game. Ghana 1, Mali 0 in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. I have a caller on the line. Hello.
Yeah, Nathan, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, this is Anubio Makati.
All right, please go ahead.
And good morning to Mr. Bansin, wherever he is this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the 3 points here, we are happy we've got it. Yes, no doubt about that. But Nathan, we don't have a coach. We don't have a coach. I mean, a coach who is being coached by the touchline when he hasn't been suspended from the match, sitting in the stands. But rather someone is coaching him from the stands when he is on the touchline coaching players on the pitch. Have we seen some before?
Sorry?
A coach being coached
a coach
by the touchline.
A coach being coached.
Yes. By the touchline in a crucial game like this. Have we seen some before?
I mean, coaches have assistants, right? Sometimes they have 1 or 2 people supporting them too.
This is not the assistant supporting him. He was being coached by somebody through the assistant. Didn't you see it?
Who was coaching Otto yesterday?
You know who was coaching him through the assistant? As soon as the information comes, the assistant will have to walk up to him whilst on the phone, on the walkie-talkie, and giving the instruction. And I don't know if he was happy or he wasn't happy, but the instruction was coming. See, the second half, after we scored a goal, we didn't play anything. If we happen to meet a good team, yesterday would have been another bad day for Ghana. Kamaldeen is refusing to learn. The whole thing is he is not intelligent, and he should be, because you have played in Europe for some time now. You run with the ball and then you go and lose the ball. Indecisiveness. You can't decide what to do. Nathan, why were the boys playing boom boom like that? You just told the previous caller that maybe they are not good at holding the ball.
Yeah, the defenders we had on display, I told you, the only person who can hold onto the ball is Mo Salisu. Jiku is poor at holding onto the ball. Jonas Ajete was nervous. And I don't know which other defenders we have in reserve who are actually good on the ball.
We can get some local defenders, Nathan. We have local defenders in the league.
Like who? Give me one who's good on the ball.
Oh, we can get. You see, we have a league champion. We have Kotoko. We have Half. At least these 3 things. I'm not too conversant with the local league, but we can get even 2 defenders from these 3 teams to back the Black Stars.
Okay, who are you see? Because we are complaining about the players are ballooning the ball. You need people who get the ball on the ground and actually pass it out. Right.
Because you have played international club football for all this while. As of now, you are playing as an Abachi, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
You can't hold on to a ball, take on one defender, or at least control the ball.
Do you know why he's not
like that?
Yes, because I'm sure when he was being formed as a defender, he wasn't formed that way, or he didn't have the skill. So to beat a defender, you need the skill must be in you first. Some people just don't have it.
Nathan,
do you understand what I mean?
I get you. I get you correctly.
Yeah.
Football has evolved. That's why nowadays they start the attack from the back. You see the keeper standing here, one defender on the right, one defender on the left. They start attacking from the back. Football has evolved. Defenders don't play like back in the days when we had the old players who boom, a man can't fall. That's what we used to call it. A man can't fall. You hit boom, and the women are yay. That's what they did. I was so nervous after scoring 9-1 when we are playing home. See, 90 plus 1 minute. Do you know the referee favored us by not giving them the penalty?
I saw that there was a foul in the box. Even the people at the stadium were looking at it with
clear penalty. It was a clear penalty. That's why the boys were furious when they closed. The Malians were so furious when the match ended. The coach, the referee came to our aid solidly because that was a clear penalty any day. See, we don't have a coach. And these people too are not going to fire him. So what do we do, Nathan? This guy cannot.
What's the reason? Because they will need a compelling reason to get him sacked, and clearly they don't have one now.
Nathan, a coach playing home, and look at the tactics you are playing.
You see,
look at the way you deploy your first, first starting of the game. The way you deploy the players. Why was Jordan playing?
Okay.
Why was Antoine playing?
Honorable, I'm telling you that unless something disastrous happens.
Something disastrous happened. Something qualify for African Cup of League. I was watching this.
So if we've gone past that point, and Otto hasn't lost his job, do you think it is now with 3 points left to a World Cup place that is when he will lose his job?
That's why I'm saying that these people wouldn't fire him.
Nah, he's going nowhere. He's going nowhere.
Because they deliberately brought somebody who applied for the position and they refused him to come and assist to support him to become a technical director in court to somebody who doesn't deserve the job at all. The man applied for the job. You didn't give it to him. Now you have employed him to come and be a technical director to somebody you think is good enough to coach. See, what kind of merry-go-round and we are doing? The World Cup, we will qualify you. But when we go, what are we going to do? Must we always go and be a partakers? We have made a mark. Our first World Cup qualification, when we went there, we made a mark. And we need to build upon that mark. So what we are doing here, Charlie, the coach being coached by touchline from the stands. Jesus Christ. Nathan, we'll be ready, right?
All right. Ray, I love callers. Callers are very interesting. Let me take this one. Hello.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, I'm Dada Rich calling from Ayafa Special.
All right. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Tamai, do you think Ghana has a coach? I'm asking you a question.
I find it funny when people ask, so what answer do you want me to give you?
We don't have. Because we see a coach who don't play any tactics. Look at his substitution, his first 11, nothing to show at the bench, nothing to show at the touchline. You don't know his commandments, nothing. Come on. How can we take this coach to the World Cup? What if we go meet Spain, Portugal again?
That's that one. Well, the people who employed him seem to be happy with his work. So.
Oh, no. We should do something better. If we qualify, we should stand behind. Let's go come. After we come, then we take giving to play Nigeria, then Benin, and things around here. for the World Cup there.
Okay, we wait to see. That is up to his employers, the people who gave him the money.
For the World Cup there, 2026, the World Cup no be small World Cup we are going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we've got better now. But matrama ko ya de amata. Any Mary, only Mary will bo pa game now. Ghana Bresi. Am I? Oh, a class posted the nation Wembley supporters. I park mana Ghana.
That is Mami miss out. Okay, Udia Mami miss out. Mami miss out. In TFN say auto BM me share 20 30 31 21 anka. Kadi empani ebeka.
And yes, so BM mo share and I say when you mo tactics ben no do ko game no. And because go ya you ko say you kra no tama uko bo we baby omunji go no ma o. Ana woni bo uko bo we baby a neutral ground obi a go we ma o ya cross posted into referee neji.
Na say African African football there. Sa wa news African football sa net here. Oko obi chroma one hair na 1 or 2 bi anko ama. Omo ba ho so ai bi akakra be kwa ama. Bon there sa.
Masa yam mo ball na enye se kakra na ehun say yakọ World Cup na ye betimi aye bibi kakra na working we Israel be share be 5. Even Kosovo be share World Cup or be share Ghana. But we are your boy. Tinko. It is now panel so Case Quasisi Bono boy no Thomas Pate experience in our board out. Quasisi Bono board that Thomas Pate Bagana how Mboshi as Thomas Pate Kudus Mohammed Antoine Semenyo that 3 players no Bagana Mboshi. Ubo set it and Sunday. Semenyo na Kudus ubo na ya site ready na ye presi omo Bagana ha no Bagaka so bikita omo 9 and omo 90. Abro na omo Ghana fo Bagana omo boshi.
O kasa se time bia me ka say o player bi ani ho a oba obebo ni chim so obebo abro.
Omo yem boy yen kasa bi. Uba yem na bo mai.
Nti unji ndi say omo yem ebo no.
Oh, David enye no kreda.
Okay. Anyway, that's your opinion. Nti I can't fault you.
Can I Spain ni take match no. My win here from say I call up I'm a player to boba mo country. How no always in Spain is take it. So still not take you know bobo no. Who say yes, the intensity too high. She no anything going say you move ya na obi ntimi kan hwe nkyere ade ade tin ya be fa ipri akọ de on be kan ye nti de on be kan on fire on no ane se o mu yi dia na ye tito enye fine wo me majuma me chama ka boss me 1005 for tax tin more than 150 na ya ye dia to wa ya bobo na ye dia ma na do bobo wi na mani anje a wo pa chese.
All right, Chairman, no problem.
Okay. Fine. Yes, I could tell you as I'm very sure. I'm not doing any party stadium. Baby, I mean, woman dinner down. Or else, let's have a coffee class now. But maybe we do 11 come away. I'm very sure now the bobo we are now party.
And the outcome. I see. Anyway, when the
about Mongo, because Ghana, Thomas, and Moja, Mobana, no more yard, and you can't want them. You presume.
Hey, me as a mother, move on society. See, Omunya, they say the Omunya.
Oh, 200% better than these people, Chairman.
In 20 years from now, Black Stars ABC, you back at home say, oh, Kudus time no more.
Oh, players no more, but no talent no more. Friend, I am free because who just say pencil, Monica Madi, Suleiman, and Mombera, and Nebon amount. Now, who bought Jordan you? Oh, they took cry, yes, from
and Kamal Dean, chance on ya, your be pass your mobile. Say a mobile.
The man, no, call we have a just young boss who bought to stand or okay.
Now, Yanka.
Only you don't just say young boss.
Me and yes, sir. You see, yeah, the problem about team name. Chance whether 6 yard or whatever. Obianya there. Let's criticize both and move on. National team me relative in him, so there's no need to get personal. So they are making what as here. No problem. Yeah, let's move some ready. I don't quite understand why we do this. Anyway, Ray, there are other interesting qualifiers on the continent today. The biggest one is that game involving South Africa and Nigeria. I saw, they said what do they call it? I am like this. They have some name before the Nigerians. Is it Afrobeat meet Amapiano or something? Amapiano versus Afrobeat.
Yeah.
It will be a very interesting game because you see, the group dynamics, the Nigerians, they have a very interesting way of looking at the qualifiers. Do you know that they have a feeling that some 3 points are in the freezer somewhere waiting for them?
Yes.
They actually believe that they have some 3 points because they claim South Africa fielded an unqualified player. Okay, they believe South Africa fielded an unqualified player, so they have access to some 3 points in the cooler somewhere. But this is where we are. South Africa have 16 points. Benin have 11. Nigeria 10. Rwanda 8. Lesotho 6. And Zimbabwe 4. And South Africa are meeting Nigeria today. So should South Africa win, they go to 16 points. Yeah. Then they leave Nigeria on 10, which puts Nigeria in massive danger of not going to the World Cup on consecutively.
Yeah.
Because we denied them the ticket the last time.
That's true.
And it looks like South Africa wants to deny them this time around.
Yeah. Nathan, first off, let me start with the 3 points that Nigeria are hoping that they could bag.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Sunday Olise.
Okay, Ray, you finish and then I go to the line. We have a Nigerian journalist, but you finish.
Okay, no. So let him.
We should go to the Nigerian. Okay, all right. Okay. Maybe we can get some better context. Let's go to the line. We have Monsura Olatunji joining us. She's a Nigerian journalist. She can give us some very interesting context to this game, and maybe we can understand this 3-point protest matter and understand it better, all in the context of this particular game. Monsura, good morning. If you can hear me, welcome to the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty FM.
Good morning, brothers, and I'm a big part of this show.
Thank you so much for speaking with us. Can you give us the context to this? Nigeria 10 points, South Africa 16 points. This is a very important qualifier, especially for the Super Eagles. They are hoping to catch South Africa. Just explain to us the importance of this game in relation to the said protest, or some things I've heard from Nigeria saying that, they could potentially get some points from a protest in relation to South Africa. Just explain all of this to us and then we'll build the conversation from there.
Okay, thank you once again for having me. And you see, most people talking about the point deduction protest are just talking from emotional point of view, because at the end of the day, even if FIFA is deducting the 3 points, the point is going to Lesotho, not to Nigeria, because South Africa feeded the ineligible player against Lesotho, not against the Super Eagles. And also, the FIFA rule stated that there must be like a written protest under 24 hours, which I'm hearing now that Lesotho never complained under that period. So I think the protest started when the Nigerian fans started making complaint online, and Lesotho were like, that is true. And they later made their official complaint, which was around like 72 hours after the game. So I'm not sure if that is going to happen, if at all FIFA is even going to deduct the points. There's nothing for Nigerians to be happy about. Okay. However, if that happens, that will reduce South Africa points to 13 points, and hopefully Nigeria gets a win against them today. Then they will be equal on points, but South Africa will be leading on goal difference.
Okay.
But as usual, we Nigerians, we are used to calculation football. So we are always used to doing calculation and buying calculators to qualify for tournaments. Today's game will be like the decider for Super Eagles, if at all they can dream or hope of going to the World Cup. So if they can get 3 points against South Africa today, and the remaining 2 games, they fight to get maximum points and hope that South Africa drop points. Because right now, South Africa needed just 4 points to ascertain their qualification to the World Cup. And today's game is very crucial to know where the pendulum is going to swing.
Okay. In terms of team news, what's the story on Victor Osimhen? I heard he was not available. They are reporting he's not going to play. What's the extent of his injury, and has it been confirmed that truly he's missing out today's game against South Africa?
Oh yeah, we were at the airport when the team left Nigerian shore to South Africa, and Osimhen was not part of the team that boarded that plane. And according to the team doctor, he woke up with a swollen leg, very painful, and then they have to discharge him to head back to Turkey for proper treatment. So from report, Osimhen is currently in Turkey with his club for proper treatment, so he will not be available today.
Wow, that's quite interesting. But that aside, when you look at the Super Eagles team, do they have what it takes, mentality-wise, player quality-wise, to go to South Africa, do a job, and get the needed points today? Is it something that this current Super Eagles squad have it in them to do later today?
In terms of performance, I would say no. But who cares about performance when you can get the results? Since we have Eric Chell at the wheel of affair, since has been about results, because he knows what the goal is. The goal for his appointment is to qualify the team for the World Cup. Nobody cares how he's done. Nobody cares about tiki-taka. Just get the result. And that has been evidence in the game against Rwanda. The performance was very low, but at least they get maximum points that is needed to raise the hope. And one thing about the Nigerian team is when you hype them like they can do this, they can do that, that is when they mess up things. But when the whole country is against them, like, oh, they have been written off, you cannot do this thing, we dare you to do it, that is when they are going to deliver. So why people are saying South Africa is going to get the points against Nigeria, I believe it's going to be very difficult for South Africa to even get a point. To be honest, and I'm not even speaking from the place of patriotism, I think Nigeria is going to win today because they know what is at stake. The whole country is against them right now. Like, you people, you are not giving us any joy, you are not giving us hope. And they know what it takes to get Nigeria to support them. And that is getting a win today. If they go on to get 3 points against South Africa today, the narrative will change because the whole country will be like, oh yeah, we are going to the World Cup, and they are going to give them maximum support that is needed. So they know what is at stake. They know fans are not happy with them. The fans are not smiling with them. No one even cares about what they are doing right now until they give them the result. And the players also know that they need the fan support. So they will do everything possible to get the fans back on their side. And that would be to get maximum points today in their game.
Finally, Monsura, however which way the qualifiers play out, let me ask it this way. Do you think that how this qualifiers will end may have an impact on Coach Eric Shell's future as head coach? So assuming Nigeria doesn't qualify, do you think he will be jettisoned off the boat? Do you think he'll be fired? Or you think that despite everything, Eric Shell will get an extended stay as head coach of the Super Eagles team?
We never can tell. Whatever happened in this qualification might have impact on his career as the Super Eagles coach. However, I don't think he's going to be fired because, come to think of it, in these qualifiers, he is the third coach in charge, and the first two, Pesero got us 2 points. Finidi got us 1 point, and so far in 3 games, he has gotten us 7 points. So if we are going to rank that, it tops like over 50% ahead of the other two. So from what we've seen so far, I don't think he's going to get fired whether we qualify or not. However, the clause in his contract stated that it qualifies us for the World Cup and also win AFCON 2025. So I think the result is going to have a little impact on his career. Okay. And I've seen complaints about the pitch they are playing today, which might also affect how the game turns out. But hopefully Nigeria get the win.
I see. All the best to Nigeria today. They play in South Africa. We'll all be keeping an eye on that game because it's an important game, very interesting game, and it's a clash of 2 big teams in the group. Monsura, thank you so much for speaking with us and enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thank you for having me.
All right. That was Monsura Olatunji, a Nigerian journalist, giving us some context to today's game. Guys, this is important. South Africa also recognized the value of this game. Over the weekend, a few days ago, they won their game. It was against Lesotho, right?
Yeah.
They beat Lesotho.
No, like Nigeria?
No.
South Africa,
yes. They beat Lesotho on the road. They won 3-0. Lyle Foster and co won that game. Hugo Bruce was very happy. Mm-hmm. But you play qualifiers and it almost hangs on that one game. And I think today's game is the game for South Africa. Everything they have done culminates in today's game, and they'll have to try and play out a result or get something against Nigeria. Kelvin, the Nigerians are very determined. They don't have Osimhen, but as Monsura said, sometimes Nigeria, when you write them off, they give you a performance. Hugo Bruce will have to be on top of his game today and get his boys to deliver and get themselves a point or all three. Kelvin, it's a very, very important game. Very important game.
Very, very important game, and it's going to be quite a tough one for both teams, not just one. I think South Africa playing at home stand a better chance of, winning this particular game. Nigeria without Victor Osimhen is going to be quite difficult. But just like you are saying, if they are without some of their favorite and topmost players, that is when they deliver. And we saw that, at the AFCON, and then that was in 2013
when they won.
Sunday in Bar and the likes came. Even the just ended AFCON, the likes of William Truster, Kong and all others. These
got to a final.
Exactly. So they know how to do it the hard way. But they are facing a South African side who are made up of only locals. Majority locals. They play in the PSL. They know what this means to them. They've been dominant in the local league. But what do they have to do? All they need to do is to get the World Cup qualification that has eluded them. Let's not forget, they have a manager who is very ruthless, who understands, the game and how it pans out every now and then. So he actually wants to achieve this kind of success with them. And judging from the position South Africa have, I'm not sure they are going to let this slide. Nigeria have won 6 times, while South Africa have only one victory in the last couple of games that they've played, and 6 draws out of the outings, which puts Nigeria in pole position to get this game. If you followed the settings to this game, the Nigerians are complaining, why would they move the game from Joburg to Bloemfontein? It's going to be played in Bloemfontein, and I think the weather, there are weather differences between Joburg and so the former captain of Nigeria, Joseph Yobo, in an interview which I watched earlier in the week, was like, no, we don't understand why they've moved the game. And it's all part of it. Nigerians will do that. Remember where they sent us to go and play the World Cup qualifiers? It ended up in their own noses. So it's a big game. It's a big clash. And looking at what I have seen from this South African team, I don't see how Nigeria would be able to overcome them. The Super Eagles.
But South Africa's last win over Nigeria was in 2017, I think.
Yes, if they are not winning, they will draw the game. That is what I see. If they are not winning, they are going to draw the game. If I have 16 points, and you have 10 points. If I'm deducted, that means I'm going to get 13, and you stay on 10, which gives you, that sort of edge. So the only way I can stretch it far from
avoid defeat.
Yes, is avoiding defeat. If I avoid defeat and you even get 1 point, that means you stay 11. The next possible opponent who can catch South Africa is Benin, who have 11 points on the log.
Sporty FM.
So it's quite close and dicey, and knowing the South Africans and the team that they've actually put up, I don't see Nigeria getting a victory from this. The least for SA would be a point for me.
Okay.
Well, Nathan, you look at the Nigerian squad. Look at the players in there, and how well these players perform in Europe for their club sides, and you ask yourself, Nigeria play against Rwanda. Okay, Nigeria play that game in front of their home fans at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo. And then Nigeria can only put one past them.
Ghana scored one yesterday.
And that goal had to come from substitute.
Okay.
Oro Kodare. Okay, Nathan, and that is Nigeria. Now you look at that squad. It has Iwobi in there. It has Victor Osimhen up front.
Yeah.
It has Simon Moses, Atemola Lukman, Wilfred Ndidi. Okay. You look at the back, there's Bassey.
Yeah, Kelvin Bassey.
There's Ola Aina. And you ask yourself, why can't Nigeria be hitting Rwanda for 5, 6, 7, 8?
Nigeria have struggled. Okay, but conclude for me. So I go back to the line.
It just tells the story of how not well coached this team is.
Okay, see, Apia did say, well, he was talking about the chanty.
No, how this team lacks proper coaching. Because look, on any day, this squad with the players in there should be able to deliver for you. You even look at their bench and the players on the bench. I mean, there's SS in there, zero SS in that team. There's still Chukwueze in that team. So they have quality all around. But as to why the Nigerians don't seem to be able to do the simple things and get the results, shocks me. And you put that down to coaching.
Coaching, yeah.
So the Nigerian problem is coaching.
Under Eric Sheldon, there's this, how do I say, there's this brittleness about them that even when they take a lead, you almost fear that
they'll concede.
And I remember they drew with which is Zimbabwe. You know, Benin gave them problems.
And Benin would always give them problems because
neighbors.
No, because Benin now have their former coach, Gernot Rohr.
So he knows the team.
He knows the team.
He constructed this team. So he knows them.
And he would also want to have a pound of flesh because they sacked him when he wasn't expected.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, I don't see Nigeria beating. I don't see Nigeria.
You don't think Nigeria will get something today?
I do not think they can beat South Africa.
Hey.
The best in that game will be a draw for them.
Wow.
I don't see them being able to stop this very well organized South African team. It's a very well organized team, and you cannot point out individual talents in that team that you would say, well, these are players who can dominate some of the best teams on the continent. Mm-hmm. Okay, but what they have that a lot of teams don't have is the cohesion, the team chemistry. Mm-hmm. You talk about Mokoena, you talk about Mbule, Apolis and Co. I mean, Nathan, these are home-based stars. Williams, you know, up front, there's Foster up front. Nathan, these are home-based stars. But what they've been able to do very well is to have that chemistry. And they have a top-notch coach.
I was about to say that, and the coaching too is really good.
The coaching is really good. So,
one-time AFCON winner.
I don't see South Africa letting this slip. I don't see them letting this slip. They may not. Even if they can't win, they won't lose.
Game is at 4 p.m. Ghana time. We're trying to see if we can get some perspective from the South African angle. It's a very, very interesting game there. South Africa taking on Nigeria in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. In terms of the group, we've already established South Africa on 16, Benin on 11, Nigeria on 10, Rwanda 8, Lesotho 6, Zimbabwe 4. The said protest, as you heard, needed to be filed by Lesotho, but they didn't do it within the stipulated window. So nobody knows whether it gives Nigeria an opportunity to benefit from that. Nobody knows. But the competition is still happening. So South Africa, they have 16 points as we speak. That hasn't changed. I don't know whether it will change. So we'll have to wait to find out. But that game is at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Ghana time. South Africa taking on Nigeria. And we'll see how it goes. And then, guys, there's DRC versus Senegal. Another very important game in terms of the qualifiers on the African continent. DRC taking on Senegal in the World Cup qualifiers today. DRC taking on Senegal. That game is at 4 p.m. It's in DRC. When you look at the group and how it looks like, DRC, 16 points. Senegal, 15 points. Sudan, 12. Yeah. Sudan on 12.
What actually caused Sudan the damage was that one order against South Sudan.
Yeah. And then Mauritania, Togo, and South Sudan, they are in single digits there. So Sudan have a problem on their hands. 12 points. They are 4 points of DRC. But DRC and Senegal, so if DRC avoid defeat, they stay top. Should Senegal win, they move to the top on 18. Should DRC win, they extend to 19 points. That leaves Senegal in second place with 2 games left in the qualifiers. So,
but Kevin, who was expecting Sudan to go and beat Senegal?
No, he was talking about a draw.
I'm just saying that who was expecting Senegal to go and beat Sudan to go and beat Senegal?
No one was expecting it.
And who is even expecting Sudan to go to the World Cup from this group?
No, but Sudan are not in contention today.
No, Nathan, I'm just asking.
That is why whatever points they were achieving, and then whatever results they were achieving until that drop against South Sudan was phenomenal.
No, Nathan, I'm just saying that. Look, who was expecting Sudan to qualify out of this group as group winners to go to the World Cup?
It was always going to be tough, to be honest. I mean, look, a group that's got Senegal and DRC is as complicated as any group.
Nathan, when all the elements align and you have all the star players in this world,
and you strike the law of averages based on Murphy's law or law of averages, Senegal will be a problem to Sudan and DRC too.
Of course, on any day.
Yeah.
You see, let nobody think that because Kwesi Appiah has done it before, he can lead Sudan to the World Cup. And look, let nobody be deceived. When the Black Stars qualify for the World Cup, beating Egypt here in Accra and losing in Egypt, we all know what happened here in Ghana.
So what are you trying to say? You don't want to,
and we all know the players who turned up that day.
So you don't want to credit Kwesi Appiah with anything?
I'm saying that. We know how the Black Stars qualified for that World Cup. We know.
So wait, but who was in charge?
And you see, what should worry everybody is that why couldn't the Stars replicate the same performance here in Ghana, in Egypt? Asemo.
Which people?
When we beat Egypt 6.
But we had beaten them 6-1.
We went there and they beat us.
2-1. You've beaten one team 6-1 in the first leg.
I showed 2-1. That had no bearing. That had no bearing.
Consequence, bro.
I'm saying that. When we went there, we couldn't repeat the dose.
Ray, we had beaten them by 6-1.
You see, that type of qualification, Kwesi Appiah won't get to Sudan.
Charlie, you like it anyway.
The quality of players how we qualified for that World Cup. How we won 6.
We are wrapping.
Nathan, how we won 6.
You are giving Otto his flyers. You don't want to give Kwesi Appiah his flyers. Even Kwesi Appiah has 1 point. You want to break it into 2 and give Otto some.
But Otto did the work on that Germany match.
According to the agenda boy.
Wasn't Otto who scouted that team.
According to the agenda boy. They said Otto in tactics be super tactics.
They said Otto called the players to the room. They said Kwesi Appiah, can you sit down? The Otto was on the board. This is how Lamb plays. This is how what's his name? Schweinsteiger. This is how he moves.
So how is it?
This is how Ozil. This is how he play the ball.
I'm coming. So how is it that? When Otto got the chance, he didn't win 1 game in the qualifier. Is that the document was how many pages? 58
pages. Look, you see Otto. You see Nathan. Otto. If you know Otto very well. When Otto is explaining something to you on the board,
it'd be no problem.
When he's doing presentation,
it's nice.
Don't go there. But so Ghana versus Germany.
When Otto
did the presentation, the players saw it and said, "Wow." You know that game could have even won. Jordan, you did what? Suleiman did.
So why is it that also didn't win 1 qualifying game? They have qualifiers.
You see, sometimes these things happen. Look, Nathan.
That's why he's presented
Nathan, let me show you something.
That's why he presented.
Nathan, you don't believe in some things. But the wind that was blowing in Ghana around that time.
So the wind blew 6 qualifying matches.
Nathan, see that wind there. You see, Nathan, let me tell you something. There's always a relationship between the performance of the Black Stars and the economy of Ghana.
But Ray, you taught me something that correlation is not causation.
Nathan, I'm saying that. Nathan, what's something? See, anytime the Black Stars are high, economy is poko.
So when do you come up with this pattern?
But when the economy is doing like this,
then the Black Stars.
See, they can even play Niger and lose. Charlie,
so you're saying that
the wheels come off completely.
So you're saying that there was just a bad wave in the country.
Charlie, the wind that was blowing.
And Otto got caught up. And then Sudan had no business because they were fighting.
Now you see today. You see now. The air we are breathing is
this is fine.
The moment it changes, man, problem.
Anyway, that's how we wrap it up this morning on the Sporty Breakfast. Raymond Yamado and Kelvin Owusu joined me. Michael Asai-Boadu also joined. Many shouts to my production team, Immortal, Nanekia, Angela, Emmanuel Ayamga, Fly, and the entire technical team. Thank you so much for joining. To our listeners, thank you. Really appreciate all the calls, the messages, everything that came through. We really appreciate it. We'll catch you tomorrow. Remember to keep your dials locked on Sporty FM. We are the voice of sport. There's news at midday, Sporty Plug at 12:30, Sporty Drive at 4. And then there's European Nights at 7. And then you can also go to our Spotify and get all the latest podcasts. Raymond Yamado's F1 podcast from over the weekend is also there. It aired yesterday. You can join. The World Cup qualifying podcast. The World Cup qualifying podcast that I did with the guys yesterday is also on. So you can listen to that. For those who missed the action, it's a great listen. You enjoy it. My name is Nathan Kwao. Many thanks for listening. This has been the Sporty Breakfast. Shout out to my DJ Fidelis. We'll catch you later. Enjoy your day. Keep your dials locked on Sporty FM 106.1.